above the red. Junior quarterback Tim Couch. The Commander has not only led the Eagles to a perfect 9-0 record and a number 2 ranking in Class 3A, but Couch also set the state's all-time record for passing yardage earlier this season. But he's not the only weapon for Leslie County. Wide receiver Dan Baker is also one of the state's best. 2 great quarterbacks, 2 great teams. It all adds up to one thing, a district championship. It's Breathitt County versus Leslie County, and it's coming up next.
Tonight's game is sponsored by Children's Oil Quick Marts, Leslie County Fiscal Court, Kemper Furniture, First National Bank of Jackson, Christian Healthcare Services, Fantastic Furniture, Citizens Bank and Trust Company of Jackson, Cardinal Chevrolet Cadillac Geo, Jackson True Value, Andy's Honda, Hazard Physical Therapy, Hyden Appliance, Poff Brothers Sanitation, Oscar Field, Smith & Wells Law Office, and Dr. Andrea Little.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Leslie County. I'm Keith Casewell along with Jim Frazier. It is the site of one massive crowd, Jim, and the pregame report brought to you this evening by the Leslie County Fiscal Court, County Judge Executive Muncie Sizemore, Magistrates James Boggs, Rui Caldwell, William Lewis, and Billy Sizemore. And Jim, do we ever have a crowd for high school football here at Leslie County?
Keith, this has to be one of the big games that we've done in the regular season of all time, as Leslie County comes in undefeated. Breathitt County coming in with only 1 loss. They're playing for home field advantage throughout the playoffs. Whomever wins district championship, Keith.
Oh, we've got the starting lineups for the ball game tonight, Jim. I'll let you run those down. It's going to be a good one.
Leslie County comes in undefeated, and we'll go with the offense. First, that'll be quarterback Tim Couch, Brandon Caldwell, running back, also Jim Ed Couch. Wide receivers, Dan Baker, the touchdown maker. Also, Melton and Morgan. Guards, Todd Melton and Raymond Couch. The tackles, Cobb and Begley, and the center, Steve Hoskins.
And for Breathitt County,
we'll also go with the Leslie County defense. Let's go. The Breathitt County offense. They'll go with quarterback Chapman, the wide receivers you see there on your screen, running backs, tight end Noble. And Keith, this is going to be a good one.
Let's take a quick timeout. We'll be back with the kickoff of tonight's game. It's coming up next. Leslie County, Breathitt County, live on WYMT.
Breast cancer is one of the leading cancer killers of women. 1 in 9 women will get it. Nearly 9 out of 10 women could survive it. What can you do? Examine your breast monthly, and if you're over 40, have a mammogram or breast x-ray every year or 2. Christian Healthcare Services in Hyden offers mammography services. So take time to make an appointment today. It could be the test that saves your life. Let the caring hands of Christian Healthcare Services take care of you and your whole family. Call 672-5243 for an appointment.
You'll find a harvest of values when you shop Kemper Furniture, Hyden, Hazard, and London. You can always relax at a Kemper sale because you know you're always paying the lowest possible price. Like Whirlpool, harvest a big 18 cubic foot refrigerator. This week, $599. Harvest a new solid wood dinette with 6 chairs for $499. Harvest a new 25-inch color TV with remote control for $399. And that's just the beginning because you'll harvest special financing. 12 months, same as cash. No payments till October 1995.
No, sir. I won't go in those woods. Trails are too tight, twisted. And they say some kind of crazy wolf roams in there. All I know is I hear howling noises all hours of the day and night.
Introducing the new Timberwolf 4x4 from Yamaha. When you're in a tight spot that screams for 4-wheel drive, just cry wolf.
You hear that? That sound will curl your hair.
Are you puzzled about where to buy your next car or truck? Cardinal Chevrolet Cadillac Geo has the answers. When you buy a new Chevrolet Cadillac or Geo or a pre-owned vehicle, you know you've bought a great product. When you come to Cardinal, you get great treatment from our entire staff. And when you drive off the lot, you can be sure you got the best deal, because nobody beats a Cardinal deal. It's time to invest your confidence in a different kind of car dealership.
Chevrolet Cadillac Geo.
Welcome back to Leslie County. We're just about ready for the kickoff of tonight's ball game. And, Jim, this is going to be a great one. Breathitt County and Leslie County, and it is going to be Breathitt County to take the football on the opening kickoff all the way back to the 5-yard line, and they'll get it out just across the 20 at the 22. That's where Breathitt County takes over first down and 10, but let me tell you, the fans that are here, and I think everybody's here.
Keith, there was a fumble on the play. Leslie County has the football, the first turnover. Couldn't pick up who made the recovery. Big hit. Breathitt County not wanting to do this on the road.
Well, you're absolutely right. Let's pick it up. It is going to be Leslie County that takes the football, Jim, at the 23-yard line. They'll have it first down and 10 after the turnover. Couch back in the shotgun. He opens up throwing, which is what he's known for. It is complete. Down to the 10 and inside the 5. That is Dan Baker, number 7. And Leslie County has opened this up quick, Jim. This is what people feared from Breathitt County, having a turnover to start the ball game.
Sure did, and you see Dan Baker there, just a quick little out. Leslie County in the 5 wide receiver set, and Coach Mike Holcomb told me it's the kind of thing you only see on Sunday afternoon, so difficult to defend.
It is going to be a first down and goal. Couch again, lone setback, looking into the end zone. It is complete, and that is a touchdown quickly. Number 86, the man who made the catch for Leslie County, Eddie Melton, comes up with a touchdown.
Eddie Melton, excellent receiver for them, Keith. He's got 41 catches on the year for 571 yards. That's his 6th touchdown on the year, and Leslie County gets on top early.
Now Leslie County is going to go for the 2-point conversion, Jim. There is quite a crowd here tonight. Couch rolling, looking into the end zone. It is complete again. That is number 24 with the reception. That is Brandon Caldwell. And all of a sudden, Leslie County is up 8-0, 11-17 to go in the first period of play. And every touchdown is going to be sponsored, because we expect to be a lot of them. And this time it is brought to you by Smith & Wells Law Office of Manchester, Kentucky. Proud to bring you the touchdown and the 2-point conversion. And Jim, I got to tell you something. It happened so quick. It's a wonder you and I actually caught on to it.
Leslie County getting out of the gate exactly the way they wanted, Keith, and Breathitt County stumbling a bit. Big crowd on hand. You know, we talked about the large contingent from Breathitt County on the way down on the Daniel Boone, and
absolutely,
you can't find an empty seat. Leslie County gets going the way they want to. They'll, on offense, employ the 5 wide receivers for Tim Couch, make it difficult defensively, while Breathitt County will be in the I formation, and mainly will look for their tailback, Holland, when they get the ball.
Well, everything that could go wrong for Breathitt County has gone wrong. Roy Harold back deep. However, this one is kicked away from him. Breathitt County on the 20, some running room up the middle, out to the 40-yard line is number 32. That's Chris Holland with the football, and Breathitt County will take over. Jim, right now you got to say, if you're Breathitt County, the worst has happened.
Yeah.
Everything that we dreamed of, opening kickoff fumble, give it up, touchdown, 2-point conversion, it's all happened. Maybe it takes some pressure off.
Could do it, you know. The clock says 11-11, and Leslie already up by 8, but you're going to see 32 Holland get his hands on the ball a lot, Keith.
Well, on first down and 10, he's at the 40. Leslie County with the ball. The official says no. Down on the ground. It will remain Breathitt County's ball.
Some big hits early, and Coach Mike Whitaker, in his second year at Leslie County, said the defense doesn't get enough credit. If there's one thing that doesn't get the big play, it's the defense. And you see those guys pretty hungry. They want to force Breathitt into a passing situation, but Chapman can hit them, Keith.
Holland dots the eye now. Waylon Chapman fakes it to Holland. He's got a man downfield. He is going deep, and it is overthrown out of bounds. Intended receiver that time was number 84, Philip Watts. He's a sophomore, 5'8", 140 pounds, wide receiver. It's going to bring up 3rd down and 10 for Breathitt County. This game, Jim, has been talked about not only all week long, but all year long.
Sets up home field advantage for the winner. Tough situation here for Breathitt County, 3rd and long on the road.
Chapman dropping back, 3rd down. Pressure is on. He puts it on the mark, and it is incomplete. Intended receiver Will Noble. Again, a little bit overthrown. It's going to bring up 4th down and 10, and the Leslie County defense doesn't budge. Breathitt will kick it away. Jim, you've got to get something going early on when there's a crowd like this on hand. Coming into the football game, it was absolutely unbelievable on the Daniel Boone Parkway at the toll gate. Backed up as many as 60 to 70 cars deep.
Friday night sports, Keith. Wouldn't want to be anywhere else.
Breathitt with the kick. It is taken by Leslie County. Fake of the reverse. Number 24 with the ball. Brandon Caldwell, and he's brought down just shy of the 30-yard line. And I got to tell you something. Leslie County made it look easy on the first series.
They did, and Tim Couch, Keith, has really gotten it done. He's completed 75% of his passes this year, 157 of 210 for 2,383 yards, 34 touchdowns. Geez, oh, that's a career for some people, Keith.
Well, it is a fake on the snap. I do believe it is recovered by number 42, Jim Ed Couch. But Jim Frazier, I don't think that was meant for Tim Couch.
Well, it could have been a snap, sort of an old single wing play.
If it wasn't, it was a very poor snap.
Yeah, right.
It's going to be a loss on the yard on the play that time of about 3. It'll be 2nd down and 13. Couch back in the pocket, looking over the middle. He's got a receiver. It is almost intercepted by Waylon Chapman, the intended receiver that time, number 24, Brandon Caldwell. And Jim Frazier, no doubt right now, anybody that wants to know if Tim Couch can put some spin on the ball, he had that one on the fly, didn't he?
He did. Wasn't brought down. Now, you see them, they'll do some no-huddle offense, Keith. I mean, this is not just the shotgun. I mean, they'll go no-huddle as well. Put some pressure on you.
3rd down, 13. Couch out to Jim Ed Couch. He's got one man to beat. The linebacker gets around him. It is a 1st down. Out across the 40, down to the 42 for Jim Ed Couch.
Oh, Jim Ed's caught some balls coming out of the backfield. He's caught 30 passes this year for 340 yards, 3 touchdowns. And you see the no-huddle. Of course, when you've got a guy like number 2, let him go. I mean, deuces are wild.
It'll be 1st down and 10 now from the 42. Leslie County on the move. And there's a draw play to Jim Ed Couch, but flags are down before this play can materialize. And normally when they come out of the backfield of the offense, you can almost bet that it's going to be called on the offense.
Yep.
If you just joined us, 9 minutes remaining in the first quarter of play. Leslie County already up 8-0 over Breathitt County. That the result of a fumble recovery down on about the 18-yard line, and Leslie wasted no time getting it in for the touchdown and the 2-point conversion. Couch handing off. This time it is Caldwell, end around. One man to beat. He's got a blocker who almost got in the way across the 40. back near the line of scrimmage. He'll pick up about 4 yards on the play.
It's like Holland came up with the stop for Breathitt County. Leslie County 9-3 last year, Keith. Lost to Bell County in the playoffs. And boy, the AAA playoffs shaping up is
going to be good.
Something exciting.
Going to be good. Couch dropping back in the pocket. 2nd down and 10. He puts it deep looking for Baker, and it is complete. Down to the 34-yard line. Number 7, Dan Baker, laid it all out for that catch down the sideline. Now, that was a lot of the talk, Jim, on the radio call-in shows and everything else. Yes, Tim Couch is a great quarterback, but there's proof he's got some good receivers, too.
That's what Coach Whitaker told me. The receivers simply don't drop the ball, and you saw Dan Baker, the touchdown maker, come up with the big catch.
I don't know where you come up with that. Couch on 1st down and 10. Looking down the sideline to Baker, and it is broken up. Waylon Chapman, number 4 of Breathitt County, gave the lick to Baker at just the right time. No penalty flags are down. That ball's incomplete.
Perfect timing, Keith, by Chapman on the pass. And we are seeing just an atypical high school game here. When you see 5 wide receivers, the no huddle. Breathitt County can throw or run. Big hits on defense. Like a Sunday afternoon.
Couch back on 2nd down and 10. Pressure is on, and Tim Couch is going to take it and run. Across the 45, down to the 33, and you're going to get a flag on a late hit. The guilty party is going to be number 32. That's Chris Holland, who came in just a little bit late, and that is going to be a big play for Leslie County.
Leslie County, Keith, 9 wins against no defeats. They took out Clark County in the Rec Bowl. Mount Sterling 41-13. Then a tough Northern Kentucky team, Lord Memorial, fell 27-24. That's the closest anyone's been to them. They beat Knott Central, Clay County, Pike Central, and Woodford County all pretty handily. Then they also took out Belfry Johnson Central, and then MC Napier fell last week.
It'll be a 1st down and 10 just inside the 20, down to the 18-yard line. Couch again dropping back on 1st down. Quick pass to Jim Ed Couch, and it is low, incomplete. That's one of the few times you'll see that happen.
Old Jim Ed just couldn't come up with it. Had the play set up.
In fact, correct me if I'm wrong, Leslie County had 1 running play so far in this quarter. Everything has been off the pass, hasn't it?
No huddle, Keith, puts a lot of pressure on the defense, but there's not as many situation substitutions as you have in college and pro, so not that type of problem.
Couch looking. He had Baker open for a moment, couldn't get it to him, and he'll take it on his own. He'll pick up about 5 yards on the play. It'll bring up a 3rd down and 5. Breathitt County with good coverage that time on the receivers. I am just amazed at the crowd that is on hand here tonight.
It's great. And a point you made, the receivers the Couch has simply do not drop the ball. And they've made some big catches already in this one. Got to watch Baker, Keith. He's lined up in the slot.
Jim Ed Couch, lone setback. Tim Couch dropping back. He throws it deep. Baker is open, and good. Oh. Well, it called it good defense, but they're going to come with a penalty flag. And, Jim, I think the reason why is the receiver never turned to look to the football. Right. The ball actually hit him in the back.
Right.
And that is going to be the 2nd big penalty on this drive against Breathitt County.
Last year when these teams met, I think the final was 48-30, Keith. Leslie County with the advantage at the end, but Breathitt got out to the big lead early last year, 14-0, and then something like 32-30 in the 4th quarter when they wound up with a tough edge at the end.
We're going to have a timeout, Jim, belonging to Breathitt County. With 6 minutes and 52 seconds remaining in the first period of play, Leslie County is leading right now, 8-0 over Breathitt. We'll be right back after this timeout.
Tradition, pride, tough challenges. Citizens Bank and Trust Company of Jackson and the Breathitt County Bobcats share these traits. At Citizens Bank and Trust Company of Jackson, we're committed to supporting our young people by recognizing them as our most valuable resources of tomorrow.
At Citizens Bank and Trust Company of Jackson, the bank growing with the mountains that's large enough to serve, yet smaller enough to care.
Physical therapy is an integral part of the healing process. With 3 licensed physical therapists and a trained support staff, Hazard Physical Therapy is equipped to provide complete rehabilitation services in dealing with injuries, disease, and disabilities. At Hazard Physical Therapy, they work with other members of the healthcare team to enable the patient to return to a functional status. For more information, call 606-439-4777.
8-0, Leslie County on top of Breathitt County early in this ball game. And Jim, it happened quickly. The one thing you can't do at the home field is make a mistake. Breathitt with the turnover early in this ball game.
Don't look for Leslie to wide open, Keith.
Brandon Caldwell took the quick snap, and he will go in untouched for the touchdown. You see just part of the crowd that's on hand. That's what we were talking about a while ago with Jim Ed Couch. They did the quick snap to Brandon Caldwell. He gets the touchdown. Everybody looking that time for Tim Couch. It just wasn't to be. And the touchdown brought to you by Smith & Wells Law Office, Manchester of Kentucky. They wanted to sponsor the touchdowns tonight. Let me tell you something. By the time the evening is over, Smith & Wells is going to be a real common name around Eastern Kentucky. We're going to see a lot of touchdowns in this game. 2-point conversion coming up.
Right. Keith, you know, they don't have to pass the ball. I mean, they're an effective running club, so they can get it done on the ground as well.
Couch dropping back out of the I formation this time, looking into the middle. It is knocked down. It will be incomplete. Jim, I don't know if you saw the little trickery by Shannon Napier, number 1. He trotted as if though he was going off the field. He turned and lined up in the slot. Breathitt County picked it up. 2-point conversion will be no good. It is 14-0. Leslie County, 6 minutes and 47 seconds remaining in the game. You know, one of the big questions, Jim, and you may answer this, as Leslie County has played some teams that they should have beaten and should have beaten badly.
Right.
A lot of times they didn't necessarily run up the score or beat them that badly.
Oh, that's right.
Which had people questioning, how good is this team? How good is Tim Couch? Has Leslie County held back a little bit and kept from showing everything in the arsenal?
I think so, Keith. I think the caliber of competition was tough early in the year with Clark County and Lloyd Memorial, but they really haven't had to extend themselves over the district play, and neither has Breathitt County. So I think you'll look for Breathitt County to be able to come up and stick up a winning drive.
Roy Harold is back deep along with number 32, Chris Holland, for Breathitt County. They're staring at the scoreboard right now, and it is 14-0.
Holland, the guy they like to get the hands on the ball, Keith. He is the Eric Metcalf of the Breathitt County squad. Some 1,300 yards this year on the ground. Gets it done on special teams as well.
Well, it is a good kick. End over end, and it is going to be taken at about the 20. And my, oh my, Aaron Stidham just took a lick all the way back to the 20-yard line. Stidham, the man who picked it up, and he felt the Leslie County defense.
Looked like Kevin Evans, 32, 6'1", 215 senior, with the hard hit. Chapman trots in. You see him coming into the huddle there. And composed football player, also just a junior, as is Couch. Chapman is 71 of 115, 1,300 yards, 15 touchdowns.
Holland on the handoff, running off the left side, and he'll pick up about 4 yards on the carry. and they were tough. Gets it across the 25, out to the 27. Actually give him about a 6-yard gain on that, Jim.
I'll give it to him, Keith. And he's had plenty of those 6-yard gains. 126 carries on the year for 1,361 yards. Had 4 touchdowns in a game versus Hazard earlier this year, Keith.
He'll line up in the eye this time. 2 in split wide to the right. Waylon Chapman looking over the middle, and it is complete. Across the 30 down to the 34. Philip Watts with the catch. Dan Baker on defense with the tackle, but it's going to be good enough for a first down. And if you're a Breathitt County fan, sigh of relief.
Yeah. Well, some success on first down sets up the second down. Leslie County Coach Whitaker told me he just doesn't believe the defense gets enough credit. They've only had some 4 touchdowns scored on them, I think, this year, the starting unit. So they can get it done.
First down and 10. Oh. Holland is racked up back at the 32.
Randall Cobb, 6'1", 252.
Wow.
The nose guard, the big senior.
If anyone did lay a hand on him, they didn't hit him very hard, did they? That's going to be about a 4-yard loss on the play, so Breathitt finds himself at 2nd down and 14.
Coach Mike Holcomb there, you see, a little worried.
Chapman is dropped in the backfield. Ball is loose. It is recovered by Breathitt County. Number 52 made the hit that time. Randall Cobb again.
Yeah, big Randall Cobb with the hit. Marty Benham fell on it, 68.
Go ahead with
Breathitt County.
I'm waiting for the nickname to come in.
Waiting for the nickname?
Obviously, when you say Randall Cobb.
Oh, it's got to be Tex.
You remember, Jeff.
Sure.
Randall Tex Cobb. The guy who boxed Larry Holmes, then went on to a great movie career.
Oh, yeah.
Well, maybe we call Randall Tex the rest of the night.
Why not Tex?
He may be playing for Texas if he keeps this up. 3rd down and 17. First man through this time, nothing doing. That is Jamie Noble, number 41. He'll cross the 30, back out to the 32, but it's going to be 4th down and 13. Breathitt is going to be forced to kick it away with 4 minutes and 10 seconds remaining in the first period.
Keith, at some point in time, we'll try to get a shot of some of the crowd that is lining not only the field, but sitting up behind us on the grassy knoll. You know, you mentioned Texas, and we've got a grassy knoll behind us. Lots of fans there.
Well, Breathitt gets away a good kick, driving Baker back to the 35. And he is tripped up at the 36. Number 12, Will Noble, in on the coverage. Breathitt does a good job getting downfield. This ball game, Jim, probably has gotten more hype than any other game in the state of Kentucky this Friday night.
Why not? And why not? Leslie County coming in, Keith. They returned some 7 starters on offense and defense, but I think what you're going to see as impressive is how coordinated the offensive line is. They give Couch tremendous protection in this shotgun no huddle.
Well, he throws it out to Dan Baker. Short pass back at the 37. Flags are down. It's only going to go for about a 1.5 yard gain.
And we talked about how well they protect. I don't know. They may have been protecting a little bit too good there. Let's see.
You're right, Jim.
Yeah.
Holding. But, you know, the thing about it is when you got 4 receivers going out, Jim Ed Couch makes 5.
Yeah.
You're snapping the football out of the shotgun. He's getting rid of that ball so quick. You don't have to protect very long.
One of Leslie County's strategies in this game, Keith, they felt like the no huddle could wear down a little bit of the size advantage that Breathitt County might enjoy.
Couch again this time after the penalty, looking. Receivers are locked up. He throws it over the middle, incomplete.
Nice coverage by Holland there. All over the receiver, Melton.
Well, the one thing about it, Tim Couch has the ability to move. He is a big quarterback in the backfield, but he can scramble. He's done that so far.
Right. Even at 2nd and 21, you have the feeling Leslie can eat up some yards, Keith. Let's see.
Going deep, and he's got a receiver. It is complete. Shannon Napier, number 1. Bringing it down on the 43-yard line. It'll go for about a 25-yard gain.
Should have been in Nevada for that one, Keith. I had the feeling, I mentioned it there, that you have the feeling they can make something up in a hurry.
Jim, you did it all except post the odds.
Oh, yeah.
But you got to post the odds to make it legit. Tim Couch has a rifle for an arm, doesn't he?
Oh, he does. And a great catch by Napier, Keith.
Absolutely. 1st and 10 from the 43. Caldwell on the end around. He's got a blocker. Across the 40. Down to the 35. He'll make it to the 34-yard line. Brandon Caldwell is going to be close to another first down.
Elusive, Keith. And let's see, they're going to get an illegal block called upon Leslie County downfield, though. But Brandon Caldwell averages 7.7 yards a carry. He's already run for 339 yards and 4 touchdowns this year.
Leslie County's got a little bit of beef out there blocking, don't they?
Boy. Big guys on that offensive line.
And they're going to draw their second penalty of this drive, and that is going to negate the first down.
Offensive line anchored by center Steve Hoskins. He gets them going in the shotgun.
2 minutes, 25 seconds remaining in the first period. It'll be first down and about 13 now. Couch that time under center, handing off into the backfield and running room for number 17. That is Jamie Roberts. The first time he has touched the football tonight, he'll pick up about 7 yards. They obviously believe Leslie County's number 1. The fans do.
Big crowd on hand. And the Breathitt County folks, not much to cheer about right now, Keith.
Not at this point. Baker coming over wide left. Looks like he's going to draw double coverage this time. And we've got a penalty flag down before the play ever materializes. I didn't pick that one up, Jim.
Not sure. Probably an equipment situation that the referee saw. And we'll, no, just illegal procedure.
What about that?
Well, the center may have picked up the football. He's got to leave it on the ground.
It's going to make it second down and 15. A lot of games around the area tonight that we'll try to keep you updated on. This, Jim, believe it or not, and I say that, quite frankly, the last regular season weekend of high school football.
Hard to believe. Went by quick.
Yes, it did. I can't believe it.
And we got crisp, wonderful weather.
Beautiful. Second down and 15, and now Couch is dropping back into the shotgun again. He's getting just some last-minute details from the sideline. Jim Ed Couch rolling out. Baker across the middle. Down across the 40 to the 37. He is shy of the first down. It's going to bring up a third down and about 4.
Today, good conceptualization and offensive coordination there by that man, Mike Whitaker.
When's the last time you've seen a team so comfortable passing the football?
To just line up Baker in the slot and slant him over the middle or send him long.
Couch looking deep for Baker. Caught. Down at the 15-yard line and out of bounds for a first down. That is what I call a third down conversion. You know, Jim,
well, on the play prior, Keith, he cut over the middle and Couch found him. That time, instead of cutting over the middle, he sort of went down deep, did an out, and before he even made the cut, Couch had the ball in the air, and Baker, the touchdown maker, with another catch.
He is tonight. First down and 10 from the 15. Jim Ed Couch on the draw.
Oh, yeah.
He's got some running room, and Couch is in for the touchdown. Well, you had to know. You spread out the defense with the passing game. 34 seconds left on the clock, and Jim Ed Couch takes it in for a 15-yard scamper.
Oh, that's pretty. Oh, Jim Ed.
Jim Ed.
Come on through, Jim Ed. 5'10", 185 senior.
At this point in time, you got to feel that maybe Leslie County hasn't shown everything to everybody, huh?
I'm with you.
They'll try the two-point conversion. Couch crowded in the backfield. He's looking for help, still scrambling. Nobody home, and Tim Couch is going to be shy of the goal line. So again, Leslie County fails with the two-point conversion, but with 34 seconds remaining in the first period of play. And by the way, that touchdown brought to you by Smith & Wells Law Office of Manchester, Kentucky. Makes it 20-0. Leslie County on top of Breathitt County. This game, Jim, and I know you've gotten out in the yard as a kid and you lined up and you've played two-hand touch football.
Sure.
Doesn't it look like it?
Oh, with Couch out there?
Yes.
Sure.
It just reminds you of the old backyard.
Sure.
Out in your neighbor's yard.
Sure.
You're just playing two-hand touch. You're dropping back. You're sending everybody deep, and you're throwing the ball every time.
You got it. They look smooth, and Breathitt County with their hands full. You know, Breathitt County, a team, Keith, that has given everybody fits all year long, but they're in a world of hurt right now. Just going to have to try and keep the ball on the ground if possible, get the ground game going, keep Couch off the field because they're just too potent offensively. And, you know, something we've seen, they can run the ball much the same as like the Buffalo Bills do with that single setback. They get things done well on the ground. Keith, we've got to come up with a play of the quarter.
Well, just call it the quarter. How's that? Breathitt will take the kickoff. It is going to be deep. Number 23 bringing it back across the 20 out to about the 23-yard line. And that is where Breathitt will take it first down and 10. Roy Harold on the return. Breathitt has one first down in the ball game, Jim, and other than that, there hasn't been a lot to cheer about for the Bobcats.
They've got an excellent quarterback in Waylon Chapman, and look for him to try and make some big plays.
Over the middle, intended receiver, it is picked off. Picked off by Leslie County, one man to beat, and it is Chapman knocking him down. Number 34, Paul Melton with the touchdown return. Number 34, Paul Melton, stepped right in front of the intended receiver. He takes it 35 yards for a touchdown. It is 26-0, Leslie County. And by now, all of you at home can play along. Touchdown brought to you by Smith & Wells, Law Office of Manchester, Kentucky.
Well, Keith, that's Paul's first interception of the year, but he does lead the team in tackles. And an aggressive linebacker like that. And Keith, I love the way these Leslie County guys catch the ball. I mean, that was a tough catch for Paul. He hauls it in.
Couch going for the 2, and he is going to dive at the goal line to get it. Well, Tim Couch gets the two-point conversion. The clock has failed on us, but that's all right. By now, we know the score. Leslie County is up 28-0 over Breathitt County. The fans are having a ball with the fact that the clock has gone down.
Well, they're saying, Keith, that they may have just burnt the thing up here quickly in this first quarter. We have seen, you know, Keith, we were talking about the play of the quarter.
Yeah.
That may have been it. We may have just seen Paul Melton pick off the pass.
I think so.
For the INT.
We're going to have to vote on this because the catch that Shannon Napier made.
Oh, yeah.
I thought that was just spectacular. Or how about
Dan Baker? Right.
Dan Baker. How about the guy who just burned up the clock?
Yeah.
I mean, he deserves some recognition for the play, don't you?
Well, the Breathitt County people love him right now.
Well, it's one of the few times you've ever been in a football game and they're making the announcement, if there's an electrician in the crowd, would you please come to the press box?
Well,
normally it's
there's
always
no
a doctor.
electricity in the Bobcat faithful right now, though, Keith.
Well, Daryl Maynard is with us tonight with his computerized stats. Wow, Leslie County.
How about that? 11 passes for 127 yards.
It's not bad for a quarter, is it?
7 rushes for 35.
Daryl knows a few people down in Kentucky. You think you might, I think he might put in a word or two for this couch kid.
Yeah, all right. Breathitt County with 10 total yards on offense. Leslie County with 162.
It's going to take a bounce. Roy Harrell to pick it up at the 12. Out across the 20, looking to the 30. He's in a crowd, and that's where it'll be brought down at 32. We have no clock at this point in time. I do know that we were close to the end of the quarter.
That is the end of the first quarter, Keith.
That is the end of the first quarter?
Yep.
Well, I'll take your word for it.
Well, now hold it. The officials haven't made that signal yet, but it should go off here in just a moment.
Okay, they make the announcement. That is the end of the first quarter. Tim Couch has burned up the clock. It is Leslie County 28, Breathitt County nothing. We'll be back in just 60 seconds.
Since the recent renovation, the Parkway branch of the First National Bank of Jackson has doubled in size. Our customers can now find a spacious lobby, additional teller stations, and loan offices. We're pleased to announce that Don Combs will be heading the loan department at the Parkway branch beginning October 31st. Plus, for faster, easier service, customers can now use our 3 drive-up lanes and 24-hour ATM. Vice President and Branch Manager Donna Snell Smith invites everyone to come in and visit. Member FDIC.
Fantastic Furniture, located on Main Street in Hyden, is your dealer for Hot Point Appliances, Quasar Electronics, Howard Miller Grandfather Clocks, and Clayton Marcus Fine Upholstery. They also have a complete line of Lazy Boy recliners, sofas, and sectionals. Bedroom furniture by American Drew, Lexington, Virginia House, and Lee, with fabulous back support bedding by Spring Air. Come on in and let Fantastic Furniture make your home look great.
Fantastic Furniture, making your home look great.
Well, we still haven't fixed the scoreboard or the clock, but we have ours up, 28-0. And wait a minute, Jim. Are you playing along with everybody at home?
Oh, sure.
Thank you. Let's move right to page number 4. End of the quarter score brought to you by Pop Brothers Sanitation, Hyden, Kentucky.
Yeah.
Do you think everybody in Eastern Kentucky wants to be a part of this game?
I think so.
No.
And why not?
Why not? Absolutely. All right, go ahead. Give the play of the quarter, by the way, which is brought to you by Oscar Fields, candidate for Leslie School board member. We need to make the announcement, the play of the quarter. Oscar Fields is sponsoring it. Pick one. Go ahead. I'm putting you on the spot.
You're going to put me on the spot? I'm going to go defensively, Keith, because Coach Whitaker told me the defense hasn't been getting enough credit. So the guys on the offense have been tremendous, but I'm going to let Big Paul Melton, leading tackler on this team, take home the play of that quarter.
You got it.
Because I got the feeling the offensive guys are going to get their shot in the second, third, and fourth.
Break into a little RESPECT for me.
You got it. You got it.
Breathitt County on offense as we start the second quarter, no clock. And Waylon Chapman right now has no blocking.
Yeah. Of course,
brought
you're seeing
down at the line of scrimmage.
Breathitt County with only 10 yards total offense in that first quarter, and Brian Barrett, 6'4", 248 senior, was all over quarterback Chapman.
Second down and 12. Breathitt to go with the eye this time. Pitch into the backfield. It looks to be Holland. He is hit at the line of scrimmage. It may be a yard gain to a yard and a half. Jim Breathitt is running into a stone-faced wall of defense.
No question about it. Penetration by the defensive line. And offensive line unable to pick up the assignments. Tough third down call now, Keith.
Well, it's going to be 3rd down and 10. They give him 2 on the play. Will Noble splits wide to the left this time. Chapman looking to pass. It is tipped at the line of scrimmage and almost intercepted. Breathitt faces a 4th down and 10. And unfortunately for the Bobcats, that's what you call a quick 3 and out.
Yep. 3 and down.
Leslie has
Leslie's just tough. Just
absolutely
really tough.
Dominant in this game so far, haven't they?
Looking to make it 10 wins against no defeats.
If we get
Keith, excuse me, Coach Whitaker told me he was a little surprised they were undefeated. He knew they had a tough schedule early in the year.
That's a good kick by Breathitt. Brandon Caldwell hands it off to Dan Baker. Baker looking for a block, and instead he is covered up at the 40. Flags are down. Right at the point where Baker was tackled. If we get a little bit confused on the down or the time of the play, I want you to know we're working without a clock right now, so everybody's a little bit confused as to how much time remaining and exactly what play is and everything else.
Of course, you know, we've never confused people out there.
No.
Because they know that we are quite often confused.
Plus, they're all playing along at home.
Sure.
It's Friday night. Well, let's see. Was that sponsored?
No sponsorship on the clip.
We'll have one next Friday night. You're out
as the
there.
Playoffs begin.
You're out there. Absolutely. Thank you, Jim. Some people don't like penalties, but I'm sure there's somebody who would like to sponsor one. Well, it's going to be 1st down and 10 for Leslie County. This from the 25. Couch. Quick to receiver, number 86. It is complete, and he is still on the ground going. Eddie Melton finally down at the 37-yard line.
Oh, all the buttons are working, Keith.
Wow.
That time they disdained the 5-wide receiver set. Came out in the I formation. Just a little flat pass to Melton. He turns it on and does the rest.
It'll be a 1st down, Jim, all the way down to the 37-yard line. Now Couch is going to come up under center this time. Brandon Caldwell, the lone setback. Man in motion, it is Caldwell. Look what a hole. Waylon Chapman, the only man back. Caldwell is gone. Touchdown. Brandon Caldwell all the way from the 37-yard line, and in 2 plays. Leslie County has another touchdown. They go up 34-0 here in the 2nd quarter. I don't know how much time is left. And right now, Breathitt County probably doesn't want to know how much time is left. Leslie has just looked dominant so far in this 1st half.
Oh, Brandon Caldwell, and Keith, he's got the one thing you can't coach.
Speed. Couch under center looking for the 2-point conversion. Well, he goes with the pitch to Caldwell, waiting for his blocks, and Caldwell just walks in behind that offensive line. Whoa. Add another 2, that makes it 36-0. You understand there's more people confused than us. We just had the public address announcer ask, what's the score? A few people have forgotten. However,
we haven't forgotten.
And who else knows?
Yes.
Smith and Wells Law Office at Manchester. They're keeping up with the score because they're bringing it to you. 36-0 Leslie County.
Keith, sometimes the best laid plans of mice and men go astray. This time, Mike Holcomb has run into
a buzzsaw.
Without question. I mean, the Eagles have landed. The Eagle has landed.
You got to know, and Coach Holcomb is thinking the same thing. You get the football, you cough it up on the first play, you give them a quick 8. It didn't look good from that point on, Jim. That's the one thing they wanted, was the football to start the game, eat up the clock, get an offensive drive going. Might have been a completely different ball game. I say that, but on the other hand, Leslie County has made it look simple.
Oh, they have. And I don't think they're going to take any prisoners in this one, Keith. But, of course, with the playoffs beginning next week, I wouldn't look for the starters to play the whole game, but you got to believe they're going to be in for the whole first half. And although we don't have the time with us right here, got to be at least 10 minutes plus left in this second quarter.
We're a couple bags of popcorn away from halftime.
Oh, yeah.
Breathitt County takes it back on the 11. Working to the sideline and looking for some running room is Will Noble. And he'll be brought down just across the 20. Now, Jim, this is where Breathitt County really is going to have to find themselves. You're in the playoffs. You find yourself down 36-0 on the road.
Yep.
How do you regroup? And you've got to, basically, if you're going to do anything in the playoffs. But you don't do it by running through big number 74.
Robert Wells, 6'4", 230 junior. And he shall not be moved in that instance.
Well, it's really going to be something for Breathitt right now, because I'm sure Coach Holcomb is saying, okay, if this game is out of reach, which right now it looks like it is early in the first half, we've got to get back to the basics, do something positive in this game, something that he can rebuild upon next week in the playoffs.
Right, you don't want your confidence destroyed here in the first 15 minutes of the game.
Chapman looking over the middle. It is broken up. No penalty flags are down, so that means that Melton got there on time. It'll be 3rd down and 12. I don't think too many people expected this ball game to be at this point where it is.
No. Running back Chris Holland has effectively been taken out of the game. We mentioned he had 4 touchdowns in one game versus Hazard, 129 yards on 14 carries, a 67-yard run to Pay Dirt versus Pike Central. He's really picked up the load this year, but he's not going to get much of a chance to handle it, I don't think, Keith.
On 3rd down, it is Holland. He's looking for running room across the 25. Jimmy will make it out to the 27. And that is it, about a 5-yard gain. It brings up 4th down. Breathitt has but 1 first down in the entire half.
Paul Melton and his teammates have helped those people get excited.
Paul Melton with the play of the quarter in the first quarter. We'll have to pick one in the second quarter. Right now, Brandon Caldwell looks to be the odds-on favorite, doesn't he?
Yep.
He takes the punt back on the 47. Hit at the 50. He'll make it out to about the 52. That's where Leslie takes over, 1st down and 10. We would imagine, Jim, somewhere around 8 minutes left in the first half. Again, we have power failure on the clock here at Leslie County. The fans.
That's the only thing that's failed in hiding.
Fans yelling back that Tim Couch just burned it up. Maybe he did. Jim Ed Couch with the handoff. He'll make it out to the 45. That's about a 3-yard gain.
And Leslie County shuttle in the messenger guards. Some of the plays also, Couch getting some instructions there, you see. But they're in the I formation. They've dropped out of that 5 wide receiver set. Sort of giving some practice to some of the other weapons.
We'll try to have a halftime report for you coming up. Update some of the scores from around Eastern Kentucky on this final regular season weekend. Well, that's the first time that Leslie County has anything to awe about. Neil Morgan had the pass but couldn't hold on to it, and I think that's one of the very few that's been dropped.
Yeah, and one of the few that's been dropped all year long. Coach Whitaker was adamant in his praise of the receiving corps. He talked in particular about Brandon Caldwell being the second leading receiver, rather third leading receiver coming out of the backfield, Keith. Just don't drop that football.
3rd down, 7. Tim Couch looking. Caldwell at the 50. To the 45, across the 40 for the first down. He cuts it back, and he's got a block, Jim. Dan Baker is in front if he can get the last man, and he couldn't do it. Caldwell brought down at the 20 by Holland of Breathitt County, saving a touchdown.
Well, they caught Breathitt in the blitz, and the offensive line let them slip through perfectly and then picked up some good blocks downfield.
Got a couple of salutes, Jim. People who want to let these teams know that they're proud of their season.
Sure thing.
Leonard Brashear Law Office would like to congratulate Leslie County on their 9-0 season and wish them luck in the playoffs. And Leonard's probably pretty happy right now with the Eagles in the lead. Leslie County keeps it on the ground. That is Jamie Roberts, his second carry of the night. Across the 10, down to about the 7. It is good enough for a first down.
A lot of good statistics on the part of all the Leslie County players. Jamie Roberts averages over 5 yards a carry. Also a couple of touchdowns this year. A lot of fellas have scored this year.
Well, we've got a timeout. We'll step out for a couple of moments and be right back. Leslie County on top right now, 36-0 over Breathitt County. We'll be back in just a moment.
It's autumn sale days at Kemper Furniture, Haddon, Hazard, and London. Open your home to Kemper Furniture's beautiful home fashions and discover fabulous furniture, including reclining sofas from only $7.99 and $6.99, even on dining rooms, perfect for family gatherings. Relax with great savings on bedrooms. After you see all the tremendous values on our quality furniture, you'll want to do your home with furnishings from Kemper. Shop today and enjoy beautiful home furnishings with 12 months same as cash, no payments till October 1995.
Leslie County Judge Executive Onzie Sizemore and Leslie County Fiscal Court members James Boggs, Rui Colwell, William Lewis, and Billy Sizemore would like to take this opportunity to salute the success of the Leslie County Eagle football team. Congratulations and best of luck to the Eagles in the upcoming playoffs.
We have 6 minutes and 22 seconds remaining in this first half of play. Leslie County now on a first down and goal. After the big run by Roberts. Couch under center. Roberts will dot the I, and he takes the pitch. 2 blockers in front of him, and Roberts tripped up inside the 5. He is shy of the goal line.
Looks like Arlie Lovins came up from his linebacking slot to break up the interference and bring down the ball carrier. And Keith, I believe that's across the way there at the Breathitt County sidelines. Not sure. Yep. They're maybe not so happy right now.
Jim, I'm almost positive of that. I'm sure that it's a shock for Breathitt County. It's a shock to everybody that it's this type of score. Couch looking over the middle. It's incomplete. Another one of our salutes, Daryl and Brenda Miller and the employees of Breathitt County Tire and Retread would like to congratulate Breathitt County on their 8-1 season. They wish them the best luck in the upcoming playoffs, and Breathitt County has had a fine season, Jim. I think the Bobcats have been caught by a buzzsaw here early on. I don't think anyone expected it to be this type of a ball game, and I'm sure the Bobcats will regroup. Couch looking over the middle. His pass is short, but it is incomplete. The official waved it off. It was intended for Neil Morgan. Looked as if though Morgan might have brought it in, but instead they call it shy. It's going to be against Leslie County, the penalty.
Well, they had a lineman downfield. So that's one of those handful of mistakes Leslie County has made this first half, Keith. And
I can only wait to halftime to get the stats from Daryl Maynard, who is with us. Daryl from Eastern Telephone, who made the trip over to do our computerized stats as to what Tim Couch has actually done in this ball game. He had 100 and some yards in the first quarter. Well, right now we're going to have a timeout, Jim, signaled to Breathitt County. We have just about 5 minutes and 45 seconds left in this first half of play as the Bobcats will go for a timeout, trailing in this ball game 36-0 to Leslie County. This being the last regular season or weekend of the season, Jim. Next week starts the playoffs, expanded playoffs. How do you feel about it? A lot of teams with losing records will be in the playoffs. Is it just another week, or is it something that gives other teams opportunities?
Right. There's conflicting opinions on that. You know, you take one side of the coin that it takes away a good regular season game, perhaps away from a team that, you know, may want to play a tougher schedule rather than being able to schedule the 11. They're locked into 10, particularly if they're in a large district. Right. Maybe a problem. Of course, on the other side of the coin, it gives you a chance to say, you know, hang your hat on something that at least was successful in making the playoffs. First games, rarely will you see many upsets, though.
Leslie County on 3rd down and goal. Couch going deep into the sideline for Baker, broken up. And it was number 1. That is Jeremiah Chapman of Breathitt County, who got a hand on it to bring it down, and this is going to be one of the few times Leslie has been turned away. It'll be 4th down and goal. I would imagine they'll go for it because they've yet to try an extra point. It's all been 2-point conversions, so more than likely, wait a minute.
Let's see, Keith.
This is a shock. You don't try any extra point conversions, but yet you go for the field goal.
Well, Keith, we're going to have Brian Barrett try to load up.
Well, he did load up. And what do you say, Jim?
Yeah.
In the mountains, we call that he just kicked the tire out of it.
That one would have been good from 50 yards. They've got all the weapons, Keith.
Brian Barrett at 6'4", 248 pounds. Got every bit of foot into it that he had. And I don't know what size shoe he has, or whether it's a 12 or a 13, but he kicked the daylights out of the ball. 39-0. Leslie County on top of Breathitt. Jim, we have about 5 minutes and 34 seconds left here in the first half of play.
Keith, Leslie County averaging some 40 points a contest.
They're there.
That's in the top 10 of the state, and their scoring margin, 28 points, a 28-point spread. They're averaging 40, holding the opponents to 12. That's also in the top 10. And quarterback Couch, the second-rated passer in the state behind Chris Redmond of Mayo, and the Mayo quarterback, Redmond, Keith, 46 touchdown tosses already this year.
Wow.
46. Gee.
What about it? Do you give Barrett the play of the quarter with the big field goal?
Hey, Keith, he's getting strong now. I mean, why not?
I'm for the big man.
Oh, yeah. He can put a foot into it.
Well, he does again, and Barrett just kicks one down to about the 10. Taken by Will Noble. Noble looking for some running room, and he'll make it out across the 30 to about the 33. And that's where Breathitt County takes over 1st and 10.
Just a disaster. Disastrous, I guess I should say, first half for Breathitt County. Well, they're going to have to try to get the ground game going, though, Keith. I know
Coach
you're down.
Holcomb dreamed of it being bad, I don't think he could have dreamt of it being this bad.
No.
I really don't. I'm sure it is a shock to everybody from Breathitt County and probably around Eastern Kentucky that it's this time of game. Even if you picked Leslie County to win, I don't think you picked them to do it by this manner. Well, Breathitt rips off a 1st down. On the ground, it would look to be Holland, number 32. carrying the football. He picks up 11 yards. And Breathitt picks up their second first down of the first half.
Holland's had a big year for him, Keith, but this one pretty much already in the win column for Leslie. I think Breathitt County just going to have to try and save some face.
Chapman with the pass, incomplete. Jim, the other thing is, for those of us that are tuning in that are not that familiar with Leslie Breathitt, if you're from the Big Sandy or the Cumberland Valley, if you're 8-1, you're a pretty darn good football team.
Yeah.
And people have to realize that about Breathitt County. They've got 8 wins under the belt, only 1 loss. And correct me if I'm wrong, but that's a tough one to
North Laurel.
That's right.
I'm not going to correct you.
I was just leading you through it. Little misdirection by Breathitt County, and it is going to work across the 40. Number 41, Jamie Noble, picks up the third first down of the half, and all of a sudden, your prediction of getting the running game going has fallen true for Breathitt County. They're moving the football with 4 minutes and 50 seconds left in the half.
Well, they had to. Their fullback, Shorty Combs, is injured, Keith. He broke a bone in his leg in practice before the Montgomery County game, and he'd also been out earlier in the year with a broken wrist. So Jamie Noble had gotten a lot of repetitions at fullback, doing a good job filling in for Shorty.
Chapman, good fake, looking over the middle. It is complete, down to the 30. The reception made by John Rader, number 80. He is 6'4", 194 pounds. It is close to another first down, and Breathitt starting to move the football.
Keith, this year Breathitt County took out Esther County on the road to begin with. Then they beat Pike Central, Belfry, 3-0. Their only loss to North Laurel dropped them to 3-1. Lose that one 35-20. Then they beat Nicholas County, Clay County, Hazard, 49-25. They also beat Montgomery County, a team we saw in the Pike County Bowl. Beat them pretty handily, and also not Central.
Chapman is going to have to tuck it and run. It is going to be good enough for the first down. And Jim, quite frankly, you and I agreed that Montgomery County, first game of the season, they beat Belfry when we saw them. You and I thought they were a contender or a playoff team. They looked that good.
They did. Coach Holcomb told me they've had some injuries, Ricky Paul Rain's crew, and were a little bit banged up and maybe not playing as well at the latter part of the year.
A couple of common opponents for Breathitt and Leslie, Pike County Central, Belfry.
And those district teams.
Both of them winning. Anytime you go to Belfry and you win a ball game, you've done something. Hard place to play. It is a first down for Breathitt. Well, all of a sudden, the Bobcats look to be on a roll. 3 minutes and 40 seconds remaining in the half, Jim. You know, if you're a Breathitt County fan, you'd like to see the Bobcats get a touchdown, maybe a 2-point conversion, get something on this first half to salvage what has been a disaster for them. Chapman out of the eye this time. Fakes it to Holland. Pressure is on. He throws it. He's got a man in the end zone. Complete off the hands of Rader.
Oh.
John Rader, one step away from a touchdown, and Waylon Chapman had it right on the numbers.
Well conceived play. Rader tried to accelerate to the ball, Keith, just couldn't quite get there. Chapman nearly on the money.
Well, he popped out between 2 Leslie County defenders, so he did turn it on. He was just 1/2 of a step shy.
Always like to be able to see that separation, the separation from the defensive back, separation from your girlfriend.
Let's move on. Waylon Chapman putting it complete in the backfield. That is Jamie Noble. He'll pick up a couple of yards. But I'm glad you mentioned a few things.
Okay.
Some things I'm not glad you mentioned.
Some you're glad I don't mention, but hold on.
I need to say hello to Billy and Freddie, Dayton, Terry, Eddie, and Okie.
There you go.
These 6 guys are still trying to figure out what I do for a living. They have all agreed that it isn't much.
Yeah.
But for them at home watching tonight, this is what I do. Chapman puts it down deep. He has a receiver, and it is shy. In fact, His intended receiver, Philip Watts, basically got turned around. Dan Baker probably had a better catch or chance at that pass than Watts did. It'll bring up a 4th down and 9, and Breathitt has stalled.
Gotta believe they'll go for it, of course, here. And Keith, I would predict only a minute or so left in this half. Let's see.
Contraire, 3 minutes and 12 seconds. I'm looking at the scorekeeper's clock. That's the only way I know, by the way. Chapman out of the shotgun. He needs 9.5 yards for a 1st down. He's got Rader open, and again, it is just a half yard in front of him. Chapman under pressure. He took a lick, Jim, by Randall Tex Cobb, who put him on the ground, and Rader could not come up with it. Leslie takes over. 1st down and 10. Breathitt County turned away after what proved to be their best series of the first half.
Leslie County takes over 1st down and 10 here in the 28-yard line.
Hey, we've seen some tremendous efforts. You know, Brandon Caldwell, Keith, making some big plays this half. This is only his 2nd year playing football. But overall, he could be the best athlete on the team, his coach tells me, and maybe strongest pound for pound.
Boy, the quick snap to Jim Ed Couch going nowhere. Breathitt all over that play.
I believe that is the old single wing set up off the shotgun.
I used to love to do the Fleming Neon games and the Elkhorn City games.
Yeah, side saddle tee.
The old side saddle tee. Tim Couch looking deep. Dan Baker complete, and he is hit and hit hard. Number 1, Jeremiah Chapman stuck the shoulder in there, but what about Baker holding on to the football? Check his hands. He's got stickum all over him. He must.
Oh, man, lucky number 7.
Roll the dice.
That 7, babe.
7-11.
Dan Baker, the touchdown maker.
If Tim Couch had number 11, Jim, you know that would be a call, wouldn't it? 7-11. Well, it's a 1st down and 10 from the 47. Couch dropping back. Pressure is on. He's going to roll out across the 50, down to the 45, and he does the quarterback thing by stepping out of bounds right about the 43. He's going to be just shy of the 1st down.
Got to believe Coach Whitaker's heart maybe skips a beat or two. This quarterback tucks it under like that.
I'm surprised he doesn't go out and tackle him himself just to get him down. Bill Back and his staff at the Family Diner over in Jackson would like to congratulate Coach Holcomb and his staff and team on their 8-1 season. He wishes them the best in the upcoming playoffs, and I'm sure Breathitt County will be back for those playoffs, which start next week. Couch over the middle, intended for Baker, and almost intercepted that time on defense was number 12. That is Will Noble. I didn't see a penalty flag. Did you?
No, no penalty flag.
I hear the applause, and guess what it's for? The clock is back.
All right.
Well, if we can get a shot of the scoreboard at the end of the end zone, we'll let you know what we've been missing for the first half. Well, wait a minute. We messed up on the time now.
Here, what you need?
Well, go back to Tim Couch. Baker, and this one is out of bounds, and Couch took a lick. Minute 25, it is 39-0. So we're back with the scoreboard now. Breathitt County probably happy that hasn't been on because they didn't have to stare at it most of the 2nd quarter, did they?
4th down. Not very far to go, Keith. Really only about a yard. So quick huddle up for Leslie. And
have they
punted? In the shotgun. Let's see. No, are they going to punt the ball?
No. Well, they fake the punt, and it's Jim Ed Couch on the carry to the 35. What about it? Tim Couch and his fake of the punt.
Well, it looked like a little bit of a different formation. Kind of figured they'd snap it to the up back. Couch got it.
He's not going to be on the young and the restless.
No.
Not anytime soon. I think everybody expected that to be a fake.
112.
Okay, they're getting the exact time. 1 minute, 12 seconds remaining in the first half. 39-0 Leslie. They'll set the clock and we'll continue football. 1st and 10 for the Eagles. Couch fakes it to Jim Ed Couch. Now he gets him the little short pass, and he has got blockers. All the way down, Jim Ed with one man to beat, still on his feet and into the end zone. Is he or is he down? The official says at the 1-yard line, Jim.
Oh, he was making his bid for
the play of the quarter. And you like 3-part names, so more than likely you would have been enticed to vote for it.
That's right. Great blocking downfield by the offensive line.
Now, looks like we're going to have a timeout belonging to Leslie County with 54 seconds remaining in the first half of play. I don't think, Jim, if anyone said that the Eagles would roll up 39 points, 39 unanswered points on Breathitt County in the first half, that there would have been too many takers on that call. Do you?
No. I don't think I would take up Breathitt plus 39.
Yes, I think you would.
Stranger things have happened, Keith.
I hope it's just dirty and not sore. Well, I've been on everything.
Of course, tomorrow, the last day of Keeneland.
Oh, man.
Churchill opens up Breeders' Cup next Saturday.
1st and goal, Tim Couch. He keeps it himself, and he is going to be shy of the touchdown. He didn't make it in. Well, 40 seconds left. Any horse you like tomorrow?
No,
not really?
Nothing in particular.
No 3-part names?
No 3-part names.
That's right. Leslie will call another timeout. Well, the Eagles, as you said, taking no prisoners. I think that is apparent. With 39 seconds left, even though they lead 39-0, they want this touchdown.
Keep these teams battling to see whom would play either Knox Central or Pulaski Southwest. Of course, Bell County has already clinched first place in Region 4, District 1. Whitley County would be second. Pulaski Southwest, Knox Central battling for 3rd and 4th positions, respectively.
Going to be 2nd down and goal. Couch handing off, and it is good. Number 24, Brandon Caldwell for the touchdown.
Caldwell only been playing football for a couple of years. He looks pretty seasoned, Keith. And the offensive line doing a tremendous job at the point of attack, and they tack on another 6.
Well, I listened to some radio call-in shows in the middle of the week, and I think the Big Dipper predicted this game to be 21-20.
He missed.
Yep. Dipper, you were off by just a tad. Now Barry will go for the extra points. And his kick is somewhere at the mouth of Hayden. It is good. 35 seconds left, and...
All right, Keith, get ready.
I think by now, everybody in Eastern Kentucky has this written down so they can say it along with me at home. Touchdown and extra point brought to you by Smith & Wells Law Office, Manchester, Kentucky.
Yeah.
I've said their name so much, they're probably going to be expanding next week. They'll have more offices by the time next week's game gets here. 46-0, Leslie County. Well, I guess this just tells all the experts you're not experts.
Well, in games of chance, Keith, difficult to be what one would call an expert.
Yes, you're right. But now, wait a minute.
Okay.
This isn't necessarily a game of chance. This is a game of skill at some point, isn't it? So now what happens to the experts?
Ooh. Well, the key, I think, is you need enough skill to give you a chance.
To be an expert.
Why not?
35 seconds left. Unless Breathitt County runs this ball back for a touchdown, more than likely they'll fall on it.
Look out.
Onside kick, Leslie County. Boy, there has been a lot of talk between these two teams during the week. Do you have the feeling that when you say no prisoners, you really mean no prisoners? When you're up 46-0 and you come with an onside kick, you're taking no prisoners.
Approaching halftime, Keith, and we will get the Leslie County Band.
Yes, we will.
Out here to perform.
Also, we'll have
that to you.
We'll have a halftime update brought to you by the Leslie County Fiscal Courts. Halftime band coming up. As you see, Holland rip off about 8 more yards. Gonna have a busy halftime. We hope you stay with us. That's one thing that we're trying to do different now, Jim, is a lot of times we come out with the live television cameras. There's so many kids involved, and sometimes the band is the kids that get overlooked. But we want to make sure that they're on tonight, and they will be. Well, at the end of one half complete, Leslie County has done absolutely everything right. Breathitt is stunned as they look to the scoreboard. The Eagles lead 46-0 over Breathitt County. We'll be back to halftime right after this timeout.
Since the recent renovation, the Parkway branch of the First National Bank of Jackson has doubled in size. Our customers can now find a spacious lobby, additional teller stations, and loan offices. We're pleased to announce that Don Combs will be heading the loan department at the Parkway branch beginning October 31st. Plus, for faster, easier service, customers can now use our 3 drive-up lanes and 24-hour ATM. Vice President and Branch Manager Donna Snell-Smith invites everyone to come in and visit. Member FDIC.
No, sir. I won't go in those woods. Trails are too tight, twisted. And they say some kind of crazy wolf roams in there. All I know is I hear howling noises all hours of the day and night.
Introducing the new Timberwolf 4x4 from Yamaha. When you're in a tight spot that screams for 4-wheel drive, just cry wolf.
You hear that? That sound will curl your hair.
Are you puzzled about where to buy your next car or truck? Cardinal Chevrolet Cadillac Geo has the answers. When you buy a new Chevrolet Cadillac or Geo or a pre-owned vehicle, you know you've bought a great product. When you come to Cardinal, you get great treatment from our entire staff. And when you drive off the lot, you can be sure you got the best deal, because nobody beats a Cardinal deal. It's time to invest your confidence in a different kind of car dealership.
Cardinal Chevrolet Cadillac Geo.
Back in 1967, Children's Oil started at Pine Mountain Junction in Whitesburg, then added the Neon and Jenkins stores. Since then, they've grown to include the Sugar Shack, Isom, Vico, Hazard, Martin, Hayden, Harlan, Lee Jr., London, Corbin, and Jackson, all serving BP. And Ermine, Hyman, and Browning Acres serving Texaco. Quick Mart's still growing and has built a reputation for fast, friendly service and an unbeatable deli section that keeps our customers coming back for more. Children's Oil appreciates your business and looks forward to serving you in the future.
Nobody works harder for Southern and Eastern Kentucky than Hal Rogers. And look what he has done. Special projects that are bringing jobs to our area. Flood control projects and the Jackson Weather Station to protect our people. And safe, clean drinking water for our families.
I just think he's an outstanding congressman. He's just for the people of the 5th District, and he always has been.
Hal Rogers.
What's much more than a hardware store? Jackson True Value Store. There you can find a complete line of plumbing, heating, electrical supplies, power tools, and hand tools, along with quality Crossley and Maytag appliances. They're your Radio Shack headquarters for computers, electronics, and more. Then there's a Green Thumb Center full of landscaping ideas. Or how about Just Ask Rentals? If you only need the equipment once, just rent it and just ask. Plus, Jackson True Value carries quality True Test paints, the full line of Still Power equipment, and your pet headquarters can be found at Pet World. You can find it all at Jackson True Value.
We're in Hyden, Kentucky for high school football. Leslie County leading Breathitt County 46-0 at the break. They've dominated the entire first half. 350 yards for Leslie County. Breathitt County with only 64. And Todd Richards standing by in the studios, and we're going to send it to Todd right now. Todd?
Thanks, guys. You said it. What a ball game it's been so far for Leslie County. Everything that a team like Breathitt didn't want to do, they did early in the football game. They were on the road playing a team in which they were the underdog, and Breathitt fumbled the football away. Leslie jumped on it, and there you have it, 46-0. We'll have highlights of this first half in just a little bit, but first let's go ahead and check out some scores around the mountains, and we'll begin with Whitesburg. They lead 8-0 in the first. This game was delayed 1 hour. Whitesburg scores on the opening kickoff the first 10 seconds of the ball game. Prestonsburg losing to MC Napier. Bill Dixon's MC Napier club has improved and has a chance to scratch its way into the playoffs, and it looks like they might do it tonight. Still a long way to go. That's a late second quarter score. Pikeville, a legitimate shot at winning it all. They lead Shelby Valley 28-0 at halftime. Hillard Howard's club is definitely for real. Also a score from last night, Knott Central beats Betsy Lane, their first ever 500 season for the Patriots. Congratulations to Jay Cobb and the squad. East Carter losing to Lawrence County. Lawrence County is a good football team. Both of these teams are. Lawrence in control, and they'll be a factor come playoff time. Another team that'll be a factor is Sheldon Clark, pounding Pike Central. No surprise there. Scott Davis, a 73-yard punt return, and it's also homecoming, so they're celebrating at Sheldon Clark. And how about some highlights from the game that you're watching right now? And the Leslie County fans had more than a lot to cheer about. The opening kickoff fumbled by Breathitt. Paul Melton recovers for Leslie, and from this point on, it would only get worse for the fans of Breathitt County. The 2 plays later, the commander, Tim Couch, finds Eddie Melton for the touchdown, made it 6-0. A 2-point conversion would make it 8-0. The next time Leslie gets the football, Couch hits Dan Baker. Baker is also a college caliber wide receiver. It would be 15-0 Eagles. A little later, they'd score there. They'd end up going up 28-0 when Brandon Caldwell takes the handoff. He rambles it in. This makes it 34-0. And again, it would get a lot worse for Breathitt by the end of the first half. And there you have it. They're a much better football team, Breathitt County, as in the score indicates. So you might think that they might get a few things going in the second half, but that's a big deficit to try to overcome against Leslie County. Certainly now proving that if there was any doubters out there, that Leslie County is indeed a state contender in Class 3A. And also sports overtime tonight, 11:20. We'll have all your scores and highlights for you, and a lot more. Should be a lot of fun. So, folks, that wraps up the halftime report sponsored by the Leslie County Fiscal Court. Now, back to Keith and Jim. What a first half.
Boy, it has been a tremendous first half, Keith and Todd. And we have seen the Leslie County Eagles just absolutely throttle Breathitt County. We're going to take a break right now, I believe, and then we'll be coming back with more at halftime.
Leslie County Judge Executive Onzie Sizemore and Leslie County Fiscal Court members James Boggs, Rui Colwell, William Lewis, and Billy Sizemore would like to take this opportunity to salute the success of the Leslie County Eagle football team. Congratulations and best of luck to the Eagles in the upcoming playoffs.
Back at halftime here, 46-0, Leslie County with the lead, and we have the opportunity to get a look now at the Leslie County High School as they proudly present the Leslie County Marching Eagle Band. The field commander is Sarah Lewis. The assistant field commander is Gail Farler. The band director is Martha Kittle. Now, it's been a good year for the Eagle Band. They received a new director at the beginning of the year. They worked hard to start with winning tradition. They competed in only 2 competitions this year. They placed in each one. They'll be traveling to Orlando, Florida this spring to perform during the Magic Music Days at Walt Disney World. And they look forward to the rest of the season into next year. For halftime, they'll be performing the theme from Jurassic Park with saxophone soloist Brandon Fields and trumpet soloist Gus Alfaro. Let's take a listen to the Leslie County Marching Eagle Band.
What's much more than a hardware store? Jackson True Value Store. There you can find a complete line of plumbing, heating, electrical supplies, power tools, and hand tools, along with quality Crossley and Maytag appliances. They're your Radio Shack headquarters for computers, electronics, and more. Then there's a Green Thumb Center full of landscaping ideas. Or how about Just Ask Rentals? If you only need the equipment once, just rent it and just ask. Plus, Jackson True Value carries quality True Test paints, the full line of Still Power equipment, and your pet headquarters can be found at Pet World. You can find it all at Jackson True Value.
When I graduated from Wayne County High School, there was no work at home. So like my father before me, my uncles, my brothers, my sisters, I had no choice but to leave home, headed north, looking for a job.
Hal Rogers vowed then that he would bring new jobs to our part of Kentucky. True to his word, he provided the leadership and inspiration to help local communities attract thousands of new jobs. Vote Hal Rogers. He gets things done.
Back in 1967, Children's Oil started at Pine Mountain Junction in Whitesburg, then added the Neon and Jenkins stores. Since then, they've grown to include the Sugar Shack, Isom, Vico, Hazard, Martin, Hayden, Harlan, Lee Jr., London, Corbin, and Jackson, all serving BP. And Ermine, Hyman, and Browning Acres serving Texaco. Quick Mart's still growing and has built a reputation for fast, friendly service and an unbeatable deli section that keeps our customers coming back for more. Children's Oil appreciates your business and looks forward to serving you in the future.
Welcome back to Leslie County. You hear the roar of the crowd because they're having a drawing.
Sure.
What is it for they're drawing for on the field, do you know?
Not really sure, Keith.
Well, whatever it was, somebody won.
Yeah.
And congratulations to them.
I think it's an autographed football from the Leslie County Eagles.
I don't know if they said a four-wheeler.
Why not?
Maybe it's autographed football with a four-wheeler. 46-0 right now. Leslie County is up on this ball game. We can go to halftime stats, and Jim, halftime stats are basically going to be Leslie County. They're brought to you by the Leslie County Fiscal Court, and probably a good thing because it's all Eagles on the halftime. And it was quite a halftime indeed. Judge Executive Onzie Sizemore, Magistrates James Boggs, Rui Colwell, William Lewis, and Billy Sizemore. Let's go with Leslie County.
Keith, you see it there. Yards rushing, 110, 240 yards passing. And the big key, no turnovers. Leslie County, some plus 11 this year, giveaways, takeaways. Couch with a big first half. Breathitt County, not much to show. 48 yards rushing, most of those in that last drive of the first half. Yards passing, only 16. Two big turnovers. Penalties really haven't been a factor this game, but two turnovers, particularly that one to open the game, Keith, on the opening kickoff.
Jim, you're absolutely right. That turnover probably set the stage for this ball game. And even though it's 46-0, and you can't say the one turnover is responsible for this type of lead, it definitely set the pace for this game. Well, 46-0 is the score. Both teams still warming up. It's probably going to take a couple of minutes before they're both ready to resume football action. We've had a little bit of an extended halftime, but this being the last regular season weekend of football. And Jim, I heard mention of a triple header that's coming up in playoff action.
Yeah, I'm not exactly sure of the teams. I thought I had that information with me, but I don't. But next week, most probably Knox Central will be Leslie County's opponent. And Leslie County will travel to Cardinal Stadium to be part of, I think on Friday, they're going to have 3 district games in Louisville. And then a couple of at-large teams from around the state will join Louisville Male in some games on Saturday. I think it would be most probably Leslie taking on Knox Central. Not sure whom that Mayo would be playing. We just talked about their quarterback, Chris Redmond, 46 touchdown tosses, 34, of course, on the year for Tim Couch. But I think the admittance will be somewhere around $4 or $5, and you get a chance to see some of the best high school football around.
Had to take a lot of doing to get some of these teams to give up their home field advantage in the playoffs to go to Cardinal Stadium, but also they probably want to do it just to get that feel of Cardinal Stadium. Let's take a break, and when we return, we'll have the kickoff of tonight's second half. Leslie County leads Breathitt 46-0 at halftime.
Physical therapy is an integral part of the healing process. With 3 licensed physical therapists and a trained support staff, Hazard Physical Therapy is equipped to provide complete rehabilitation services in dealing with injuries, disease, and disabilities. At Hazard Physical Therapy, they work with other members of the healthcare team to enable the patient to return to a functional status. For more information, call 606-439-4777.
Fantastic Furniture, located on Main Street in Hyden, is your dealer for Hot Point Appliances, Quasar Electronics, Howard Miller grandfather clocks, and Clayton Marcus fine upholstery. They also have a complete line of Lazy Boy recliners, sofas, and sectionals. Bedroom furniture by American Drew, Lexington, Virginia House, and Lee, with fabulous back support bedding by Spring Air. Come on in and let Fantastic Furniture make your home look great.
Fantastic Furniture, making your home look great.
Well, still about 20 seconds away from kickoff, Jim. 46-0. Leslie County leading Breathitt County. And Oh, headphones back there for a second.
There you go. Well, halftime, you know, a little bit difficult sometimes. Even the scoreboard went out in the first half.
Everything. We've had a little bit of everything in this first half. I met some interesting people at halftime.
Sure you did.
Well, I did. I saw the Big Dipper, who, by the way, I mentioned to him his prediction 21-20, and he said what Big Dipper would say. I was close.
Sure.
And yes, he was. Also met several other people. Jeff Roop, who I haven't seen in a long time, who played for Pikeville High School state championship teams, remember?
Sure. What's he doing over in this area?
He's here with a friend to see the ball game. Looks fantastic. Lost a lot of weight. You may remember Jeff had the open heart surgery.
Right.
Came back and played, won a state championship. Nice to see him. Joe Back, actually here also. And then several guys beside a block building who I don't know, but nonetheless, we conversed and talked back and forth, and they simply said if I would pass along to the good fans of Leslie County that the steer is out of the pen. Now, I don't know what that means, but there was 5 of them. There was 1 of me, and I'm sure going to say it.
Get it going. Pick it up. Pick it up. We're reaching now.
They're having a good time, you know?
Oh, yeah.
They really are.
The grassy knoll behind us.
I think it's the Boosters Club, the Touchdown Club behind us. They've got a lot of great food back there. They're cheering on Leslie County. They're enjoying the game. And the hospitality here at Leslie County,
unmatched.
The utmost. We appreciate it. We really do. Eagles take the football to start the second half. They lead 46-0. And let me tell you something. There isn't one Leslie County fan that has left this field.
No.
They want to see more, Jim.
They do. And somehow I've got the feeling they're going to. As we mentioned the fact Leslie County not about to take any prisoners. Got to believe that they'll keep the first string in for maybe the first couple of series here in this second half. Don't want to risk any injuries, but yet you don't want your team to go stale either.
Caldwell will dot the I. Baker split wide to the left, and it is Caldwell on the ground. He'll pick up a couple of yards. They may work on a few things here in the second half. The running game being one of it. One thing I like about this, by the way, the facilities in the field here in Leslie County, tip-top shape. Looks beautiful tonight. But the way the field is situated, you got fans on the grassy knoll behind you. You've got the field lined with them. This is what high school football is all about.
It's 2 and 4 each.
Of course, the Breathitt County folks would say, we just don't want it 0-46.
Yeah, Baker, it is complete. At the 50, he'll bring it down to about the 47.
Nice little tackle there by Jeremiah Chapman. He's made some good hits this afternoon.
Tim Couch, only a junior, and there is all kinds of speculation as to where he will decide to play college ball, which is another year away.
Yeah. I think he was 13 out of 22 for 240 in that first half.
A lot of talk about UK signing, and correct me on the pronunciation, Hergo?
Why not?
Is that close from Beechwood?
Sure.
Well, there goes Caldwell again. Brandon Caldwell breaks the tackle, and he could be gone to the 30, the 20, down to the 10, and Brandon Caldwell has a touchdown. However, there is a penalty flag down, and it is way back at midfield. It looks to be, Jim, that it will go against Breathitt County. If so, the touchdown would stand.
Nice block. You see 86 on your screen there. That's Eddie Melton. He put on a terrific lick in the open field to spring Caldwell.
Brandon Caldwell scoring a touchdown, and Brandon, all I can say is if you ever have legal problems in your life, turn to Smith & Wells, because they have sponsored every touchdown you've had tonight. Smith & Wells Law Office, Manchester, Kentucky.
Keith, we saw the excellent blocking downfield. But I tell you what, old Brandon, he's got the one thing.
Now, wait a minute.
He's got the one thing, Keith.
You can't coach. Speed. Listen, did we give play of the quarter to Barrett in the second quarter?
Sure we did.
We did? I didn't announce it. We were talking about it. Oscar Fields, candidate for Leslie County School Board member, he makes the selection. Barrett was our play with a field goal in the second quarter. Brandon Caldwell could be up for nomination here in the third quarter. Barrett looking for an extra point attempt. Leslie County on top, 52-0. And his kick is somewhere around Apollo 7. High arch, it is good, and there is a flag down.
I believe we had a hit come in on Couch. Couch is the holder. And he took a little bit of a shot there. Tell you, that kid, Keith, can really play. He's been playing varsity basketball since the 8th grade and football as well.
Okay, Jim, let me ask you a question here. Sure. 53-0, 10 minutes left in the third quarter. Do you pull the dogs off at this point?
I'm thinking maybe one more series. One more series.
You got playoff game coming up next week. Right now, you're fortunate. No injuries. No problems.
One more series. Give the fans across
Eastern Kentucky and the state of Kentucky
a chance to see him one more time.
A lot of talk. Has Leslie County played a good opponent? Well, Breathitt County at 8-1 is a good opponent.
Yep.
They're a good quality football team, and you rack up 53 points. All of a sudden, for those people who have called the talk shows and asked the question, is Tim Couch for real? It's time to say, yes, he is. And Leslie County, for that matter.
Well, see Barrett taking the tee, but Coach Mike Holcomb told me that the Eagles have simply got it all. They're very poised. He knew it would be a big challenge for his team. He felt like their offensive line was senior dominated and strong. And the special teams, Keith, he mentioned were extremely proficient. So
where was Leslie County ranked in the top 10 this week?
Keith, I didn't pick that up. I think maybe 8th. Why not?
Think this game might have any bearing on the Eagles moving up?
The final score.
Nice to see Coach Jay Cobb last night. The Knott County Patriots picked up another big win. They're 5th on the year.
I've had a class with Jay Cobb before. He is an intelligent fella.
Yes, he is.
I mean,
not much of a golfer. And with the penalty assessed on the kick, you see it go into the end zone. Now, Jay is a good guy. He really is. I kidded him a little bit this year on Sports Overtime and referred to him as Jerry Glanville and stuff like that. But, you know, I'm happy to see his program get the 5 wins, and I think the Patriot fans have really gotten behind him over there. They're going to be in the playoffs. Big matchup tonight, Belfry and Clay County.
Yep.
Another big matchup. It will be interesting to see the Mountain Top 5 tonight. You can do that on Sports Overtime. Todd Richards along with Keith Farmer and John Lewis will be along. Breathitt County will keep it on the ground. With the carry, that was Holland, number 32. He'll rip off about 4 or 5 yards. He has been the offense in this game for Breathitt County.
Yeah, Breathitt did manage to get the ball going on the ground their last possession of that first half, but just a long way to go, Keith. Not much time to get there.
9 minutes and 35 seconds, and one has been a whitewash, 53-0. Waylon Chapman looking over the middle, the pass short and almost picked off. His intended receiver, Philip Watts, had to go back for that ball, and it was nearly picked off. Boy, if you're a 3A football team and you've got a video or you're watching this ball game, you got to be gunning for Leslie County right now.
Got a shot of the crowd.
There's another 3A team that's thinking Leslie. That's Bell County.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's the team that eliminated them from the playoffs last year. I believe this year they would have to come to Leslie.
Holland again on 3rd down. He may pick up about a yard. You know, Breathitt had one series, Jim, in which they really moved the ball quite well down inside the 20, but then was turned away. But that has been the only drive they've moved the football. Since then, it has been a quick 3 and out. Darrell Maynard's fingers must be sore tonight. He has punched the Tim Couch button a lot.
They got the cowbells out, Keith.
Well, maybe that's what they meant by the steers out of the pen.
I guess.
You don't question guys, when they tell you stuff like that. Sure. You just take your spot and you move over. Caldwell takes the football at the 47. Can't hold on to it. He downs it there. It's interesting when you're with a bunch of guys at a building how many stars you can count.
Jim? Isn't it, though? A lot of stars on the field tonight.
Yes, it is. Not really an astrologer, but kind of picked that up. 8 minutes and 30 seconds. Leslie County takes over on offense. They lead 53-0 if you just joined us. It happened in the first half. It happened quick and often. It has happened here in the third quarter the same way. Tim Couch under center this time. That is Roberts with the pitch. He has a block and he's looking for running room. Brought down, a fumble on the play, and Breathitt County has recovered. Roberts coughed it up that time, Jim. He tried to get an extra yard, and instead Jamie Roberts gives it up. Breathitt County takes the football back. They'll have it at the 47-yard line. Probably their best field position of the night. It'll be 1st and 10 for them.
Good play defensively by Chris Holland. He came up and grabbed the arm, stripped the ball, and 71 Doug Smith, 6 foot 230 junior, fell on it. Breathitt County with a break here in the second half.
Chapman dropping back. Pressure is on over the middle. It is tipped and knocked away. And that looked to be, again, correct me if I'm wrong, but Paul Melton who had a hand on it.
Good pressure also on the passer by Raymond Couch, 54.
It'll be 2nd down and 10. Few fans have left the Breathitt County side, but not many. They brought a good crowd over. The traffic unbelievable on the Daniel Boone Parkway, exiting off to Leslie County tonight. Chapman on a quick 5 and out, a little bit overthrown that time. Intended receiver was number 12, Will Noble. It'll bring up a 3rd down and 10. Breathitt with an 8-1 season, Jim, and they're a good quality team. They've got playoffs coming. You hate to see them totally destroyed in a game like this. Right now, down 53-0.
I think you can laugh it off and just come back next week. Got some good experience on the team.
Chapman through the hands. It is incomplete. Well, it would have been good enough for a 1st down had it been caught, but number 84 that time, Philip Watts, had a little trouble getting a hand on it, and he couldn't haul it in, so it's going to be 4th down and 10. Breathitt County will be forced to kick it away.
Just one of those evenings, kid.
I know, my friend, you have said on numerous occasions, sometimes you get the bear.
Sometimes the bear eats you.
Yes, that's it. Caldwell and Baker back deep. Breathitt to kick it away. It is a good kick. Driving back to about the 26, Brennan Caldwell. Beautiful moves at the 30. Still on his feet across the 40, out to the 42. And Leonard Brashear Law Office would like to congratulate the Leslie County Eagles on their 9-0 season. Right now, they can be happy on a 10-0 because it looks like they're cruising tonight to a victory. And the law office would also like to wish them luck in the playoffs.
Breathitt County not without some bad luck before the game. Of course, the first of the year, they lost Matt Sharp, a wide receiver. He's out for the season, and we mentioned their fullback, old Shorty Combs. Injured, Keith, predominantly throughout the course of the year, and injured a bone, broke a bone in his leg in the Montgomery County game.
Caldwell on the ground, gets about 2 yards, but you see a quick penalty flag coming in from the backfield. It is going to be against Leslie County. I'm still impressed by this Leslie County offense, especially in the first half when they just no huddle. You line up just like you did in the old backyard at the school, and you send everybody deep and you throw the ball every time. Then a good job of mixing in the run.
Yeah, they can do a lot of things effectively. Coach Holcomb says they've got it all. And after seeing them play here for a couple of quarters, I believe we've got to confer and concur that, in fact, they do have it all.
Draw play. Leslie County keeps it on the ground. Big number 42 taking the ball. That is Jim Ed Couch. 5'10" and 185 pounds.
Jim Ed.
All with a three-part name.
Yeah.
You got a three-part name.
I sure do.
You go. Jim
Sure.
Bill.
That's it.
I had a three-part name.
Did you really?
Yes, I did. Johnny Keith.
Johnny Keith.
Gosh, I haven't heard that in a long time. Well, all the good people at Forge Branch know that.
Sure.
I went by a three-part name. Back then, everybody had three-part names.
Why, sure.
If you didn't, you made one up. Couch looking for a quick pass. It is complete. Ricky Hensley. Hensley off to the left. Looking to get out of bounds, and instead he's wrestled down at about the 46-yard line.
Well, I tell you, the Holland kid playing big on defense for Breathitt County. You know, Breathitt County not letting the huge score here, Keith, affect the way they're playing the game. They're playing it with fire. Hitting big on defense, just not hitting enough.
I'm glad you pointed that out. They really haven't rolled over and given this game to Leslie County. The 53 points that are up there were earned. Unfortunately, Leslie has made it look pretty simple.
They sure have.
You look at Tim Couch and you almost get the feeling that he is just rotating the ball to everyone and giving them an opportunity.
Right. And Keith, we may have to touch on the point in a few minutes. Let's see.
Couch rolling out, and he is looking deep. Pressure is on. Got a receiver. Hensley tried to run before he made the catch. Incomplete. Couch has the versatility, Jim. You can't trap him in the backfield. He can roll, he can run, he can pass it deep, short. He really has it all, and it makes you just astounded to think that he is a junior.
And Keith, the point I was about to make, does he make a mistake if he goes to the University of Kentucky?
Whoa, don't say that.
Does he make a mistake?
I think it's more like, does the University of Kentucky make a mistake if they don't take him to the University of Kentucky? First time tonight, Leslie County has punted, and Couch does it. Fair catch. Breathitt will take it on about the 22. 5 minutes and 12 seconds remaining in this quarter of play. Leslie on top 53-0. First time they have been stopped or turned away tonight. Well, if they take him down to UK, I'll go down and call the games for him.
Why, sure.
I mean, just as
courtesy.
Since he's from the mountains, and you'd have to have somebody from the mountains to do it. Let's take an official timeout. 53-0. Leslie County on top. We'll be back with the Eagles over the Bobcats right after this.
You'll find a harvest of values when you shop Kemper Furniture, Hyden, Hazard, and London. You can always relax at a Kemper sale because you know you're always paying the lowest possible price. Like Whirlpool, harvest a big 18 cubic foot refrigerator. This week, $599. Harvest a new solid wood dinette with 6 chairs for $499. Harvest a new 25-inch color TV with remote control for $399. And that's just the beginning because you'll harvest special financing. 12 months, same as cash. No payments till October 1995.
Tradition, pride, tough challenges. Citizens Bank and Trust Company of Jackson and the Breathitt County Bobcats share these traits. At Citizens Bank and Trust Company of Jackson, we're committed to supporting our young people by recognizing them as our most valuable resources of tomorrow.
At Citizens Bank and Trust Company of Jackson, the bank growing with the mountains, it's large enough to serve, yet smaller enough to care.
We're back to Leslie County. Quite a crowd on hand here tonight, and they have all stayed for this ball game, even though the Eagles lead 53-0. Jim, everyone here to be on television and watch those Eagles pull out victory number 10.
Gotta love it.
Breathitt County gets it on the ground. Holland rips off another first down, and this time he takes it for 12 yards. He has been the bright spot on offense.
I like the way that kid's playing. He's not giving anything in to the big advantage. And why do that? You know, people get a big advantage on you.
Well, there's a pride factor.
Don't throw in the towel. Let it be. Let it be.
A little Beatles nostalgia there.
Well, why not? Let's take a trip back to the 60s.
Saw the Eagles in concert on MTV the other night. Did you see that?
No, I didn't.
Oh, brought back memories.
You know, we're going back into the 60s. Pretty soon, Leslie County will be in the 60s.
About 8 away.
Let it
You're not
be.
going to break into a K-Tail commercial here any minute, are you?
know.
Or Ronco or something? Dirt Buster, Dust
World's
Buster.
Sharpest Knife or something.
Ginsu, I remember that. Got those. Got those, did that, had that. Not really sure what the call is on this. Looks like it's going to be against Leslie County, though.
Now someone jumped on the interior line there. Offside call against Leslie. 1st and 5 for Breathitt.
You know, I remember, go ahead.
Well, I was just going to say football playoffs going on, but the soccer playoffs have already begun.
Hey, Terry Street, who is an employee of WYMT.
Look out.
Breathitt on the ground and a big run. Jamie Noble, number 41. Jamie Noble, he is a senior, 5'8", 160 pounds. He just ripped off a first down all the way down to the 35. Big run for the Bobcats. I was going to mention that Terry Street, who works with us at WYMT, is a big soccer fan and helps out coaching in Corbin, where soccer has really caught on.
Sure. Well, soccer really not moved into this area as of yet, but
Diego Ramos has, though. Plays for the Pikeville Panthers from Brazil.
All right.
Extra point man.
Sure.
And one time, I think, like 36 out of 37. He said, this is easy. I just want to go back to Brazil and play quarterback.
Scott Brock being helped off there. But, Keith, I'm going to handicap it for you. I'm going to give you the state soccer champion, Tates Creek, the Commodores. My nephew, Pat Martin, back in the lineup after a crippling knee injury. They've got it going.
On the ground again. That is number 23, Roy Harold, carrying the football. Your nephew for Tates Creek?
You got it. Senior, battled his
Now,
way.
you're predicting them to win the state championship?
They have the best soccer player in the state, a fellow by the name of Sean Mondelli. And they took out Henry Clay and Brian Station in their district last week, and they'll move to the regional competition. And as A.B. Happy Chandler once quoted to me, that tough Lexington bracket down at Lafayette.
Penalty flags again, and looks like it's going to be on Leslie County. Soccer really caught on a little bit after the World Cup, didn't it?
Well, it did. It's been catching on over the last 3, 4, 5 years. And I really believe in another 20 years, you're going to see, maybe not necessarily in our area, but a real parity among soccer, football, baseball type things, because it is a great game, Keith. Tremendous conditioning. There's not the rest periods, the periods of respite that perhaps other sports.
If we're still around and still calling games, do I have to do that goal? Harold on the outside pitch. He's got the first down, and he's inside the 20. All the way down, actually, to about the 15. Number 23 carrying the football, Roy Harold, and penalty flags are flying out of the backfield. They say it is against Breathitt County, or at least the first indication.
I believe it was against Breathitt. Probably an illegal block downfield, not sure. And Breathitt County just in a world of hurt from the get-go here, Keith. Leslie County got them down and would not let them up, down by the throat.
Leslie County is really, I know the TV cameras are rolling. We're live here tonight. But, Jim, if there's ever anyone who wanted to perform in front of live television and show what they had to Eastern Kentucky, Leslie County has done it, haven't they?
Well,
they have put on a showcase tonight.
Williamsburg did last week.
And, you know, another thing is we thank Breathitt County and Leslie for allowing us to be here, because there's so many people around Eastern Kentucky who have heard of Waylon Chapman, Breathitt County, Tim Couch, Leslie County. They've yet to see these kids, a lot of people. and now they get the opportunity. You see what all the talk is about. I didn't pick up the penalty.
Well, there was an illegal block downfield and then an unsportsmanlike conduct call that marched the Bobcats back.
That's going to be second down and a bus ride from about the 49. Bill Back and his staff at the Family Diner in Jackson wishing best of luck to Breathitt County for the playoffs. Chapman keeps it on the ground, up the middle, a big lip on Noble, and he's finally brought down at the 47. Jamin Noble. He'll pick up a couple, but it's going to be a third down and about 20. Long yardage. Basketball season, Jim, is upon us.
Yes, it is. And these Leslie County Eagles and Breathitt County, two teams that will be solid.
Absolutely. Waylon Chapman keeps it on the ground again, and nothing doing. Big number 76 for Leslie County, who has made his presence felt tonight. Brian Barrett,
player of the quarter.
Second quarter. He makes the tackle. By the way, Todd Richards' basketball preview will start next coming week.
Oh, will it?
You remember the pigskin previews where he took a look at every football team?
Yeah.
He's going to be back again next week, and he's going to be previewing all the basketball teams at 6 and 11. So if you want to see what's going on in the three regions, make sure you tune in to Mountain News at 6 and 11 for Todd Richards Sports. High kick taken by Brandon Caldwell. Looking for some blocks, and he is brought down at about the 33. Penalty flags down on the play, and right now we're seeing a lot of the yellow flags. Looked like a block below the waist. The initial
Officials
call.
will get it sorted out. A minute 53 away from the end of this third quarter. 53-0. No way I predict this, Keith.
No, I don't think so.
Breathitt County too solid.
I just wonder what kind of pregame talk the Eagles had before they took the field.
Better put
the atmosphere, I tell you something, the atmosphere from the Daniel Boone Parkway, you could feel it as soon as you turned off, all the way through. Leslie County was pumped up for this ball game.
Yeah.
Not to say that Breathitt wasn't, but this was a heated contest.
You drive through Hyden, and the parking meters had the balloons.
Everywhere.
The balloons were everywhere. Go Eagles, go.
You got to love it when a community gets behind a team and supports it like that, don't you?
Oh, yeah. Of course, Leslie County, a team, Keith, we mentioned Tim Couch, his brother Greg played football and basketball, baseball here, and was a member of the basketball Leslie County Eagle squad that made it to the quarterfinals of the state tournament before being beaten by Clay County.
Jim Ed Couch on the carry, picks up a couple of yards. Now there's Tim and Greg. Any more? I mean, are there any more? Because I think I played an independent basketball tournament one time.
Okay, now we're really digging.
I'm digging.
Now
back.
we are digging.
I was there with my buddy Gerald Osborne, G.O., and I think Greg Couch was there. Maybe.
We're digging in the dirt.
You know, I'm not certain. Roberts is going to be dropped for an enormous loss. Jamie Roberts going nowhere this time, and Breathitt County's defense rising to the occasion. They're going to mark it right about the 10, forward progress, so he's going to lose about 5 yards. I had a chance to see my buddy Gerald over the week. My other buddy Todd May and Roger Music, and Greg Napier, who's an assistant coach at Shelby Valley. He is the last to turn 30.
Uh-oh.
Out of our group, so it's kind of like a monumental thing now. We're all over 30. We're all grown up, Jim.
No way, Keith.
Tim Couch looking. He has Brandon Caldwell, and he has some blockers over on the sideline. Caldwell can't get to them, and he's going to lose another 4 yards on the play. One of the few times tonight Leslie has been pushed backwards. It'll be 4th down and 16. Tim Couch will have to kick it out of his own end zone.
Oh, Keith, you say we're all grown up. I don't think so. Still got 5 more good years left, right?
Thanks for that new lease on life. That's the end of the 3rd quarter. And it is Leslie County leading this ball game 53-0 over Breathitt County. This score brought to you by Puff Brothers Sanitation at Hyden, Kentucky. We'll be back right after this.
Since the recent renovation, the Parkway branch of the First National Bank of Jackson has doubled in size. Our customers can now find a spacious lobby, additional teller stations, and loan offices. We're pleased to announce that Don Combs will be heading the loan department at the Parkway branch beginning October 31st. Plus, for faster, easier service, customers can now use our 3 drive-up lanes and 24-hour ATM. Vice President and Branch Manager Donna Snell-Smith invites everyone to come in and visit. Member FDIC.
Physical therapy is an integral part of the healing process. With 3 licensed physical therapists and a trained support staff, Hazard Physical Therapy is equipped to provide complete rehabilitation services in dealing with injuries, disease, and disabilities. At Hazard Physical Therapy, they work with other members of the healthcare team to enable the patient to return to a functional status. For more information, call 606-439-4777.
Welcome back to the 4th quarter. Leslie County will be forced to kick it away in the play of the 3rd quarter. Jim, what about it?
Oh, it's got to be Mr. Caldwell.
Brandon Caldwell. He was up for the nomination a couple of times. This time he gets it. Oscar Fields, candidate for Leslie County School Board member. He makes the announcement. Brandon Caldwell gets the play of the 3rd quarter. Couch to put the foot into it. It is a high kick, end over end. It is going to take a Leslie County bounce, as the entire ball game has. Out to the 48, and that is where Breathitt takes over 53-0 Leslie County.
Breathitt County with their best field position, Keith, of this first half. And we have seen Leslie County just simply dominate the statistics, as our top man, Darrell Maynard here, 411 total yards for Leslie County, 108 for Breathitt County, 246 yards passing, 165 yards rushing for Leslie, 92 yards rushing for Breathitt County, while they passed for only 16, Keith. And, well, we have got the up-to-date statistics.
We've gone to the computer age.
Yeah.
Breathitt keeps it on the ground. Number 23. That is Roy Harold, hit behind the line of scrimmage. You know, when I talked to Darrell Maynard, who's with us tonight, and we talked about these stats, and he said, yes, I'd like to start doing that if you could get me to Louisville. He wants to see a game in Cardinal Stadium.
Sure.
And I think Darrell realizes that we got a couple of good chances of going down.
Right.
AAA, and who knows, maybe even AA.
Maybe even.
Be nice to be in Cardinal Stadium 4 weeks from now, wouldn't it?
Sure would.
Waylon Chapman on 2nd down and 11. He has a man wide open. That is Watts across the 40 down to the 35. That is a first down, Breathitt County. Well, the Breathitt County faithful on hand right now, Jim, and they're going to stay and hope that the Bobcats can get this football into the end zone. If so, it will be a moral victory for Breathitt County, who has just absolutely had a buzzsaw against them tonight.
Some new shirts checking into the lineup for Breathitt County. And also some defensive substitutes for Leslie County.
On the ground, it is Breathitt County ripping off another first down. That is Jamin Noble. He picks up 12 yards. A few people waving to family members, I guess. Well, Breathitt putting together another good drive.
And why not? We need it.
Yes, we do.
We need it.
First down and 10 from the 23. Chapman looking over the middle. A little bit overthrown to Watts, incomplete. Last year, Jim, we had a couple of preview shows for the playoffs and specials for you around state championship time. And I'm sure our sports crew, Todd Richards, Keith Farmer, and John Lewis will keep you updated. And the road to Louisville will be on tap. We invite you to stay tuned for all those scores on Sports Overtime coming your way tonight right after Mountain News at 11. And then it's late night with David Letterman, who gets paid a lot more than you and I do for being humorous. Waylon Chapman back to pass. He's got a man in the end zone, and it is overthrown. Intended receiver that time was John Rader, number 80, who is 6'4", but Rader couldn't get up to get that one, a little bit too high.
They have had the late hit that time. Let's see if, take a look. No, yeah, roughing the passer. And they'll mark that from the point of the foul, and let's see, could be a first down for Breathitt. Leslie County, a team that has been tremendous all year long, and the statistics bear that out. Brandon Caldwell averaging 7.7 yards a carry. 16 touchdowns for Dan Baker, the touchdown maker.
You have labeled him with that, you know it?
Why not?
Chris Berman doesn't have a thing on you.
Brandon Caldwell, 8 touchdowns.
I don't understand
receiving as he catches those coming out of the backfield.
Chris Berman, I mean, he's on ESPN, but he's heavy and he doesn't have as much hair as you do. And
well,
I just don't understand it.
Blondes sometimes don't have more fun.
Chapman again going deep into the end zone, and again it is overthrown, this time on first down. It'll be second down from the 11-yard line. Well, Breathitt sorely wants a touchdown and get that goose egg off of the scoreboard. I think they have seen that enough tonight. Even though the clock hasn't been on the entire night, the time that it has been on, they've seen it enough, wouldn't you say?
Yep. Some of the Breathitt faithful have trudged out of the stadium, taking the long ride back home, but the Leslie County folks, they're hanging in, Keith.
They want to see it all. Jamin Noble, number 41, will make it inside the 10, down to around the 6-yard line, where it'll be third down. Darrell and Brenda Miller, the employees at Breathitt County Tire and Retread, happy to congratulate Breathitt County on their 8-1 season. They wish them luck in the playoffs, and you can bet this Bobcat bunch is going to regroup. They're going to have a good week of practice. They're going to talk about it. They're going to say what's done is done, and let's go on and see if we can do some damage. It has been a quiet second half compared to the first half. Chapman on third down and 6. Handing off Roy Harrell, breaks it outside, back in. He's got the first down, and he is close to the goal line. He is going to be just shy, Jim, but I do believe he's picked up a first down.
Have to take timeout for the measurement. And it is the first down, Keith. Good call.
First down, Breathitt County.
Well, the Bobcats will now have first down and goal. Unbarring, well, unforeseen fumble or something of that nature, you expect Breathitt to put some points on the board now. And what do you say about the Leslie County defense tonight?
Got to say, it's pretty tough. Some new shirts in there.
They didn't give up anything.
Out.
First man through, Jamin Noble. He gets the touchdown. Well, it made it in the fourth quarter. 8 minutes and 48 seconds left in the fourth before the Bobcats break the goose egg off, but they get it. Smith & Wells Law Office bringing you the touchdown, the first they have brought you tonight from Breathitt County. That makes it 53-6. An interesting game last weekend with Williamsburg and Harlan. Yeah. Williamsburg up big, and Harlan struck for a couple of touchdowns within about 4 minutes and made it interesting at the end. Bobcats go for the two-point conversion. Waylon Chapman going to keep it himself. He is dropped shy of the goal line.
Hard hitting, Keith. Leslie County not wanting to give in.
So the two-point conversion fails. 8 minutes and 48 seconds remaining. Leslie County on top, 53-6. Well, the mountain teams this year, Jim, well represented. We've had a couple of years where we had 2, maybe 3 mountain teams in the playoffs.
Sure. With chances to go all the way to Louisville.
Yes. Last year we only had 1 that made it to Louisville. Prestonsburg Black Cats, and of course you and I there to do the game, and I called the field goal good and still thought it was good.
And maybe that guy who does the soccer goal, maybe he got kind of a cue from that, because you were in there good.
Yeah, I was similar to that. I really thought Prestonsburg won that game.
They're anticipating the onside kick. Breathitt doesn't go for it.
No, and he kicked it a ton off the ground with no tee, and Leslie will down it at the 20. That is Roberts with the ball. Of course, it was the year before the Bell County won the 3A championship.
Derek Jones, quarterback.
Remember the name well.
Reggie Robbins.
We have seen the Pikeville Panthers there for Class A championships.
3 in a row? Is that right?
Absolutely.
They did the hat trick?
3 in a row, and then returned to lose.
Right. Steve Bailey's senior year?
Yes, sir, in the championship. So they've been there 4 times in the last 6 years, I believe, or 5 years.
Let's try 6. Let's round up at least.
Always round up to an even number. We've got a timeout belonging to Leslie County with 8 minutes and 31 seconds remaining. We'll take a timeout also. We'll be back. Eagles are on top, 53-6 over Breathitt County.
It's autumn sale days at Kemper Furniture, Haddon, Hazard, and London. Open your home to Kemper Furniture's beautiful home fashions and discover fabulous furniture, including reclining sofas from only $7.99 and $6.99, even on dining rooms, perfect for family gatherings. Relax with great savings on bedrooms. After you see all the tremendous values on our quality furniture, you'll want to do your home with furnishings from Kemper. Shop today and enjoy beautiful home furnishings with 12 months same as cash, no payments till October 1995.
Breast cancer is one of the leading cancer killers of women. 1 in 9 women will get it. Nearly 9 out of 10 women could survive it. What can you do? Examine your breast monthly, and if you're over 40, have a mammogram or breast x-ray every year or 2. Christian Healthcare Services in Haydn offers mammography services. So take time to make an appointment today. It could be the test that saves your life. Let the caring hands of Christian Healthcare Services take care of you and your whole family. Call 672-5243 for an appointment.
8 minutes and 31 seconds, 53-6, Leslie County on top. They take the football, and guess what, Jim?
I'm guessing.
We have a new quarterback in the ball game. Tim Couch is going to retire to the sideline as Brandon Caldwell gets the ball, and Caldwell make it out to about the 28-yard line.
Oh, Eddie Melton. Eddie Melton comes in to back up.
Eddie is not wearing your typical quarterback number.
No, he's not.
You don't normally see number 86 taking snaps from the center, do you?
Normally don't. His coach tells me he's really one of the best defensive players on the team. As a defensive back, he simply flies to the ball. He's come up with a couple of interceptions this year.
Do you see
one of the best guys in man coverage that they have? A 3-year starter is Eddie Melton.
Do you see this like a Sports Center dream? Eddie Melton has said, I'm always out there catching the ball. Let me throw it a couple times. Instead, they keep it on the ground this time. Nothing doing. Up the middle. And that was number 32, Kevin Evans, his first carry of the night. By the way, when this ball game is over, we will join picket fences in progress. Mountain News comes your way at 11, then Sports Overtime, and, of course, David Letterman, and a replay of Sports Overtime after that. And the University of Kentucky goes for a win this weekend.
No shot.
Pardon me?
No shot.
No shot?
No shot.
Leslie County has a shot. A big one at that. Jim Ed Couch all the way across the 45 to the 47. Come on, Jim. What do you mean, no shot?
Jackie Sherrill, Mississippi State. They come in. They only scored 66 last week.
That's all? Yeah, but the Cats are due.
Yeah.
And as Daryl Maynard so vigorously told us, Bill Curry's a nice guy.
Sure.
Now do they have a shot?
A small shot. If there's some tequila around.
No shot, but he's still a nice guy, right? Roberts has fumbled in the backfield, and he recovers. It's going to be a loss of about 3 yards. I hate to see the kind of season that the Cats have had. You wish them the best of luck, but it hasn't been a good one. You can only hope that...
hope the basketball starts soon.
That's what you hope. Plus, you hope they have a good recruiting year.
Yeah.
Well, I think there's one plus for the recruiting. How can you recruit somebody and tell them they're not going to start? I mean, think of it that way.
We have a place for you.
Do we ever? 2nd and 12. Melton with the pitch to Caldwell, and he is hit right in front of the Eagles bench. Back at the line of scrimmage. I really hadn't thought of it that way. But if you go out to recruit a kid, he knows he's going to get playing time. Or he would think so. Somewhere Jim Frazier and I are up in that booth that you just saw. A little cool tonight, but not bad football weather.
Not bad here in the booth.
No.
They've got the heater turned on.
It's not like that northern Kentucky weather that you get up there.
Beechwood.
I remember. Ooh, I was there.
Ooh, brutally cold. Coldest I've ever been in a football game. First year Pikeville.
I remember that.
Won the state championship.
3rd down and 9. Eddie Melton handing off to Jim Ed Couch, and Couch has broken it open. Spin move for the first down. He is all the way out to the 37. Well, if Couch doesn't get you in the air, Jim Ed Couch gets you on the ground. 17-yard pickup. And I am just so impressed by the Leslie County fans. No one is leaving their seats. They're all cheering everybody on, and it's 53-6, Jim. They're really enjoying this ball game. You see them there. It is a party in Hyden, Kentucky. First down and 10 from the 37. Out of the I formation, first man through, and it's not going to happen. Number 32 carrying the football is Evans for the first time tonight. He is stopped at the line of scrimmage.
Well, next Saturday, November the 5th, at 1 o'clock, they'll have a 4A district game. Louisville Male taking on an opponent. Leslie County in a 3A game to follow at 4 o'clock, probably versus Knox Central. And then Bullitt East in the 2A.
Are you a little surprised they were able to pull this off?
The AAA, the triple header there?
Yes.
Somewhat, yeah. But it's a good showcase for high school football. I think Kentucky more and more doing things to give football on equal footing with basketball, if that's possible.
Well, not too many schools want to give up their home field advantage. Right. Home gate. I know we have a lot of talk sometimes about when we come out with the television cameras about will it hurt the gate or will people show up? Well, we were here in Hyden, Kentucky live tonight. Let it be known there was a monstrous crowd here at Leslie County.
Everybody showed up. We almost didn't get here.
You know, I'll be honest with you. When I saw the traffic out on Daniel Boone Parkway, I didn't think I was going to make it.
Sure.
2nd down and 13. Melton handing off Brandon Caldwell. He is trying to get through. He fumbles the football. It is recovered by Breathitt, but penalty flags are on the field. Holding against Leslie, and if Breathitt has the ball, you can bet they'll decline that.
Oh, yeah. Coach Mike Holcomb will look up at the clock and
did Breathitt recover it?
Yeah,
yes,
Breathitt was on it. I think it was Keith 54, Joe Williams, that came up with it. Not sure.
Might have been Jeremy Rice, 74.
Okay.
Now Breathitt takes over. They stop the Leslie County drive.
Coach Mike Holcomb will look up at the clock, though, Keith, and this game will mercifully end in 4 minutes.
It was a Leslie County first half. If you just tuned in, they scored 40-some points in the first quarter. I mean, first half. Might as well have been the first quarter.
Sure. 28-0 at the end of the first quarter.
Yes, it was.
46-0 at the end of the half.
They've tacked on another 7 to make it 53-6. Chapman handing off up the middle. Nothing doing there.
Whoa. Oh, Jeff Johnson. 6 foot 185 freshman, number 31. Put the lick.
You know, Leslie County fans have had a good time tonight. They've done the wave.
Sure they have.
They've sang the Na 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 song. It hasn't been a very pleasant evening for the Breathitt County fans.
Cowbells have been ringing.
And the steer is still out of the pen.
Sure.
I've got to figure out what that means.
23.
Harold keeps it on the ground, this time across the 45 out to the 47. It'll be 3rd down and 4. Well, we've had 3 consecutive broadcasts for you on Friday night of high school football. All got started in Hazard, with Hazard and Pineville. Last week, Williamsburg and Harlan. And then this Friday night, a look at Leslie County and Breathitt, as Jamin Noble is just dropped for about a 4-yard loss. So we've had 3 back-to-back high school games. Jim will be looking at playoff action. We'll want to bring you, if possible, some live action from A, AA, or AAA here in Eastern Kentucky. And if everything goes the way we plan it, we hope to be with you at Cardinal Stadium.
Always a blast. And you got to look at Leslie County. You know, the teams we've seen the last couple of weeks, Williamsburg and A.
Yeah.
Leslie County here in AAA, a challenge.
Waylon Chapman on 4th down and 6. It is complete, and it'll go for 1st down. That is Watts with the catch. Philip Watts, only a sophomore, coming back to make that reception. Right now, you would probably, AAA, you're looking at Leslie and Bell as favorites. You look at Middlesboro, Prestonsburg, probably as the top 2 favorites in AA, and then probably Pikeville and Williamsburg, the top 2 favorites in single A.
Perfect handicap, Keith. Exactly the way I'd have it.
Now, if it doesn't turn out that way, that's high school football for you. But out of those 6 teams we mentioned, Jim, I think you've got 6 good candidates to make it down to Louisville and do some damage. Jamin Noble on the 1st down carry, gets it across the 45, down to the 43. We're under 2 minutes left in this ball game, and Leslie County has been celebrating since the opening quarter. For the Eagles, one good thing in this ball game, no injuries.
Right.
They'll come out of it in fine shape and ready for the playoffs. It'll be 2nd down and 8. Now we had just about everybody on the field jumping. One of those situations where all the players just stopped and kind of looked at the officials and said, if I were you, I'd throw a flag. Something didn't look right.
Well, the officials have done a good job out there this evening. And not an easy game to officiate. A game as big as this one.
You listen to the roar of the crowd. That applause is because the penalty is against Breathitt County. Jim, 53-6, a minute left, and you get that kind of ovation because the Bobcats got a penalty. Unbelievable fan support here at Leslie County.
They're hungry, Keith. They want it.
They were cheering because it was against him. They backed it up 5. Now it's 2nd and 11.
Roy Harold on the ground. Picks up 6 yards off the left side.
Well, we're inside 1 minute to play, and those folks love it. They will be taking the trek to Cardinal Stadium next week.
Well, they've been number 1 in the Mountaintop 5. I don't think they're going to change tonight. They'll have that spot. Oh, look at the ice water going for the coach.
Oh, goodness.
Wow.
Oh, they got him.
Boy, I can't believe they did that. Gave me a chill all the way up here in the press box.
Oh.
Roy Harold again. He's got the first down. All the way out to the 35. Clock down to 12 seconds. You are going to hear an unbelievable roar when that clock ticks down to 0. As you would think it is a 1-point game. It is 53-6. Leslie County. These fans are behind this team. Simply listen and watch. That is the ball game. Leslie County wins it convincingly. 53-6 over Breathitt County. We'll be back with our post game right after this timeout.
Physical therapy is an integral part of the healing process. With 3 licensed physical therapists and a trained support staff, Hazard Physical Therapy is equipped to provide complete rehabilitation services in dealing with injuries, disease, and disabilities. At Hazard Physical Therapy, they work with other members of the healthcare team to enable the patient to return to a functional status. For more information, call 606-439-4777.
Fantastic Furniture, located on Main Street in Hyden, is your dealer for Hot Point Appliances, Quasar Electronics, Howard Miller Grandfather Clocks, and Clayton Marcus Fine Upholstery. They also have a complete line of Lazy Boy recliners, sofas, and sectionals. Bedroom furniture by American Drew, Lexington, Virginia House, and Lee, with fabulous back support bedding by Spring Air. Come on in and let Fantastic Furniture make your home look great.
Fantastic Furniture, making your home look great.
Tradition, pride, tough challenges. Citizens Bank and Trust Company of Jackson and the Breathitt County Bobcats share these traits. At Citizens Bank and Trust Company of Jackson, we're committed to supporting our young people by recognizing them as our most valuable resources of tomorrow.
At Citizens Bank and Trust Company of Jackson, the bank growing with the mountains, it's large enough to serve, yet small enough to care.
Leslie County Judge Executive Onzie Sizemore and Leslie County Fiscal Court members James Boggs, Rui Colwell, William Lewis, and Billy Sizemore would like to take this opportunity to salute the success of the Leslie County Eagle football team. Congratulations and best of luck to the Eagles in the upcoming playoffs.
Tradition, pride, tough challenges. Citizens Bank and Trust Company of Jackson and the Breathitt County Bobcats share these traits. At Citizens Bank and Trust Company of Jackson, we're committed to supporting our young people by recognizing them as our most valuable resources of tomorrow.
At Citizens Bank and Trust Company of Jackson, the bank growing with the mountains, it's large enough to serve, yet small enough to care.
Leslie County Judge Executive Onzie Sizemore and Leslie County Fiscal Court members James Boggs, Rui Colwell, William Lewis, and Billy Sizemore would like to take this opportunity to salute the success of the Leslie County Eagle football team. Congratulations and best of luck to the Eagles in the upcoming playoffs.
Welcome back to Hyden, Kentucky. Leslie County, a big winner tonight over Breathitt County, 53-6, the final score. The postgame report being brought to you by Leslie County Fiscal Court, County Judge Executive Onzie Sizemore, the magistrates James Boggs, Rui Colwell, William Lewis, and Billy Sizemore. and you see Tim Couch signing the autographs. And Jim, you better get used to it. He's going to get autograph elbow because he's going to be doing it a lot. What a performance tonight for Tim Couch and the Eagles.
Oh, Keith, that's the way you build tradition. That's one of the great things. High school Friday night. See Tim Couch there signing the autographs. Those kids are going to want to do those kind of things. And Keith, this post-game report sponsored by the Leslie County Physical Court and those magistrates there, Mr. Boggs, Caldwell, Lewis, and Sizemore.
Let's go to the stats of the ball game and let you know just exactly how this one happened. And the Leslie County Eagles, they had plenty of stats, Jim.
Well, 208 yards rushing, 246 yards passing, only 6 of those coming in the second half. 2 turnovers really didn't mean much, both of those turnovers coming in the second half. 12 penalties, a little bit of the penalty bug for Leslie County. Breathitt County, 135 yards rushing, 29 yards passing, only 13 of those coming in the second half. 2 turnovers and 6 penalties. Breathitt County, a team that played as hard as they could, just could not get out of the gate as Leslie County was on them like white on rice early, Keith.
Absolutely. For Breathitt County, tough ball game. Tonight they lose 53-6. You know they will be back come playoff time, and we wish them the best there. Eagles winning 53-6. We'll have final closing comments right after this timeout.
Since the recent renovation, the Parkway branch of the First National Bank of Jackson has doubled in size. Our customers can now find a spacious lobby, additional teller stations, and loan offices. We're pleased to announce that Don Combs will be heading the loan department at the Parkway branch beginning October 31st. Plus, for faster, easier service, customers can now use our 3 drive-up lanes and 24-hour ATM. Vice President and Branch Manager Donna Snell-Smith invites everyone to come in and visit. Member FDIC. Cancer is one of the leading cancer killers of women. 1 in 9 women will get it. Nearly 9 out of 10 women could survive it. What can you do? Examine your breast monthly, and if you're over 40, have a mammogram or breast x-ray every year or 2. Christian Healthcare Services in Hyden offers mammography services. So take time to make an appointment today. It could be the test that saves your life. Let the caring hands of Christian Healthcare Services take care of you and your whole family. Call 672-5243 for an appointment.
Are you puzzled about where to buy your next car or truck? Cardinal Chevrolet Cadillac Geo has the answers. When you buy a new Chevrolet Cadillac or Geo or a pre-owned vehicle, you know you've bought a great product. When you come to Cardinal, you get great treatment from our entire staff. And when you drive off the lot, you can be sure you got the best deal, because nobody beats a Cardinal deal. It's time to invest your confidence in a different kind of car dealership.
Cardinal Chevrolet Cadillac Geo.
No, sir. I won't go in those woods. Trails are too tight, twisted. And they say some kind of crazy wolf roams in there. All I know is I hear howling noises all hours of the day and night.
Introducing the new Timberwolf 4x4 from Yamaha. When you're in a tight spot that screams for 4-wheel drive, just cry wolf.
You hear that? That sound will curl your hair.
Here are 3 reasons why we think Maytag is the best. Maytag tests every washing machine before it leaves the factory. Maytag motors have a 5-year warranty, the best in the business. Maytag transmissions have a 10-year warranty, also the best in the business. You can buy a cheap washer or come to Hyden Appliance and buy a washing machine. Right now, our extra large, heavy-duty models are on sale for just $4.99. Dependability and value. That's Maytag, that's Hyden Appliance. Main Street in Hyden, 672-2371.
Breast cancer is one of the leading cancer killers of women. 1 in 9 women will get it. Nearly 9 out of 10 women could survive it. What can you do? Examine your breast monthly, and if you're over 40, have a mammogram or breast x-ray every year or 2. Christian Healthcare Services in Hyden offers mammography services. So take time to make an appointment today. It could be the test that saves your life. Let the caring hands of Christian Healthcare Services take care of you and your whole family. Call 672-5243 for an appointment.
I just see an empty field here in Hyden, Kentucky. Leslie County winning 53-6. Most of the people have made their way to their automobiles to head on home and, of course, catch Mountain News and Sports Overtime, Jim. But right now, we've got to make an announcement of the player to the game. And player of the game, who would you say, Jim? Just right off the top of your head.
I'd say Tim Couch, Keith.
Oh, you've read the screen. Tim Couch of Leslie County. Our player of the game brought to you by Smith & Wells Law Office in Manchester, Kentucky. And boy, we said Couch's name a lot, but we've said Smith & Wells a lot too, haven't we?
Yeah, we sure have. And Brandon Caldwell and
the rest of the Eagles.
Dan Baker.
Quite a night here at Hyden. The Leslie County Eagles rolling 53-6. They're marching on off into the sunset with another win. They're 10-0. We'll do the same. On behalf of our crew, Jim Frazier, Daryl Maynard, I'm Keith Casebolt from Hyden, Kentucky. The Eagles make it 10-0 with a 53-6 win over Breathitt County. Good night, everyone. Picket Fences is next in progress, followed by Mountain News and then Sports Overtime.
Tonight's game is sponsored by Childers Oil Quick Marts, Leslie County Fiscal Court, Jackson True Value,